to an extremely blessed and special episode today. This isn't just a call to action episode, call to action podcast. Sure, we're hosting it. That's great. Let me start off by saying, let me introduce everybody first and foremost in this ambitious, arguably the most ambitious crossover of 2019. Yeah, we're checking you, Avengers. I think the easiest way to do this is just go this way. Yeah. So obviously, I'm your host, Dylan Camacho from the Call to Action podcast. On my left, right, well, you know this direction. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Doug.
Hey, I'm Doug. Going for Team Face of the Year. Just overall nice guy. Just here to like everybody, and I think we have a hell of a crossover for a really good cause. I'm excited to talk with these fellow panelists about this cause as well as rank some people, because who doesn't like ranking people? It's fun, right? Mm-hmm. I try to stay nice, but sometimes you can't.
It's hard. Also on the show, this gets a little tricky because there's two of them, and I can't really point to both.
Yeah, now Doug points to his left.
Yeah, Doug. Good job.
Doug can point to his left, and then he can also point down. So pulling,
guys, however you want to do it, carry on the chain.
I'm doing the scarecrow from Wizard of Oz that you could go both.
Yeah. Robert, go ahead and lead us up, buddy.
So there's me, and then there's also, I'm trying to figure out the angles here.
I'm right here.
Right here.
I'm right here.
Yeah, that would be my brother down there. We are the Cinefanatics. So we are happy to be here to help contribute to this fine discussion and this cause.
Yes, what he said.
Words.
Yep. Also on the show, Chris Doman. I'm just going to put it right to you right next, buddy. I'm going to let Albert wrap it up.
Thanks, man. Yeah. So, how funny! Literally, I just got done with the Who Cares Anyway podcast. Over at the China 6 Army. Brian Newsbaum is here in the chat. Yeah, because look, this is a cause that I will always rally behind, because unfortunately, one of the harsh realities of life is that I'm pretty sure every single person on this panel has lost someone to cancer, and if we can do anything to help make sure that someone else has a shot of overcoming it, then by God, I will stay up late. I will promote. I will talk about whatever the hell I need to talk about to help make sure that this goal gets met.
Well said, Chris. Well said, Doman, because there's two Chris's, and I know that'll get confusing. I've never called you Chris before. I don't know why I'm doing that now. Albert, of course, introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Albert. I don't know how to follow up what Doman just said, because that was as well said. And yeah, I'm just glad to be here, being able to raise awareness for this, and as well, like what Douglas said, we're going to be ranking some people, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of good segments today. We've got a spicy, big, meaty content thing where we're going to do a tier list for all of the active competitors in the singles league, the teams league, and the Intergeekdom league. We'll get there here in a little bit. Just to follow up, if you're just tuning in and wondering what this show is all about, this is a fundraiser awareness show to sit here and be plugging Karen Volpe. I might be mispronouncing that right. You may also know her as Paul Preston's wife. Recently, there was news came out where she's struggling with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, I believe is correct. Don't quote me on that. I do know that what the cause is for, but the exact cancer is lost on me. Obviously, you can check in the video below. We have in the description, write a link right to her fundraiser. Currently, she is at 28,206. We've done a great job so far, guys. Everybody's been on board with that. Actually, stand corrected. 28,231. Right now is how much money is raised, which is absolutely excellent so far. Firstly, round of applause for all of you guys who have donated so far. Thank you so much.
I would say I actually sent out a link to a couple of my friends just from Facebook and Twitter, and I said, look, I don't normally ask this, but if you can, just try to help out, because this thing fucking sucks. And they very happily donated. And so to my friends, Madera Sprude, and actually to my own mother, Stacy Kirkodoman, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And obviously, we don't have Super Chat on this channel. We don't have those followers or subscribers. Feel free to like and subscribe. That's the last time I'll probably say it till the end of the episode. And it's not here for Super Chat. We're sitting here at the end of the day. Listen, that link is there. I want you to go check out that link. I want you to donate. If you've donated before, excellent. If you feel like donating again just because we've entertained you for that much, also excellent, guys. Right now, we're just short of 30,000. In an ideal world, I'm not going to really keep up with the funds and saying, hey, we've raised this much in this time. I can't say for sure. It's totally our crew. At the end of the day, I just want to make sure that we have awareness on here. I want it to get to 40,000. I want to blow it out of the water in this next hour, 2 hours, however long this podcast runs on that one. That would be ideal. But any dollars you can contribute at all, that's a hard time. I wanted to come together and make sure I got hosts from all of the other Reactor casts, not just Call to Action, not just Albert, who's been on the show often, not just Doug, who was on the show recently. I wanted to reach out to as many people as possible. And I got the widest 6 men I could possibly find, minus Albert. Albert's like, okay, so like the 4 widest men, me and Albert on the show. Just happened on schedules, guys. That's
it's not my fault I can't tan.
That's
I'm Irish. You see the red right there, and I ain't even in the sun. It's my light.
Right. Listen, absolutely no shame if you guys can't contribute. I see some people saying I can't afford to donate this month, and October, great. Whenever you guys can get the chance to, any dollar counts. At the end of the day, I wanted to bring us all together to show unity as a community. We are not the biggest community, but we are one of the loudest and proudest fan communities we've got. Schmodown fans are fucking great. That you're going to hear some language from here on here. Hashtag fuck cancer. I'm going to go.
Hashtag fuck cancer.
Just have that up at all times. At the end of the day, though, I wanted to make sure that we all came together to show that this was something important to everybody. Alex, what did I say before the show, guys? I want to say, Alex already out. Where's the lady? Before the show, that's the case. That's a great question, Alex. We were darn full. Blame Abby. She could have been on. I'm sure she had something going on again. There was no shaming for the host here. Abby said she might pop in if she has a chance later. We're going to have people kind of coming and going in comments. Guys, keep that thing live. Keep that thing getting attention. We're trying to get it for a good cause. But anyway, enough of me ranting on that. We'll kind of keep plugging it throughout the episode for people coming in and just kind of wondering, why are all these new members on Call to Action? That's not the case. We haven't taken over yet. But we are
time.
Schmodown, because that's the one thing we can all agree that we love to do. This is the one thing that brings us all together, all of our fans together. So let's just get into it, guys. Today, fans who don't know, we're going to do a tier list. So I got 3 tiers, or 3 groups of tiers. We have the Inner Geekdom division, the Singles division, and the Teams division. I'm going to go ahead and start Inner Geekdom because I think it's one of the easier things to tier. If you've never seen a tier list done before, let me pull one up for you real quick. So, and excuse any of the terrible pictures that I had to pull. That's not right. There we go. Hey.
I got knocked over here. Ow.
Oh boy. Hey. Yep. Sorry, guys. Moving you around.
I got whiplash. What are you doing, Dylan?
I know. So, thank you, Lucas. Always want to be on the show. So, a tier list works like this. I got. We've got all the active competitors in the Inner Geekdom League as based on ranks from Trivia SD and all that stuff. We've got little pictures kind of representing each and every one of them, all pulled from, shout out to the Move Trivia Schmodown wiki. It was not easy to find pictures of competitors, and it was going to be weird for me to ask, hey, can I get a picture of you from every competitor? I just went ahead and went to the wiki. So this is actually Zipper. I don't know why that's a picture they found, but it is. So how a tier list works. We get all the competitors. We have 3 tiers. We have S tier, A tier, B tier. Those don't always mean the same thing in between tiers, but I'll kind of give you an example. S tier is like top tier champion level players. Like right now, Mike in Inner Geekdom is pretty much, and he's an S tier player. He's been a multi-time champion. He's sitting there, always very competitive. He's right there at the top. Obviously, he's a champion right now, so it's a pretty safe bet to go ahead and put. Where is that handsome face? Right there. There's Mike. So. A tier, great competitors, haven't maybe earned a belt yet, but very potentially can, just given the right chances or matches. I'll safely put Smets right here for right now and just say Smets is a person who hasn't earned a belt yet, but he's just right there. And it's not that he can't compete with Mike. We've seen very closely that he can, but just to kind of give you an idea how tiers work. Smets hasn't got a belt yet. Stay tuned. But right now, I would just say, sure, this is like an example of A tier. B tier, let's say like where?
You were just suffering from.
I'll pick on Keaton Markey for right now. All right, so we'll put Keaton. Keaton, great competitor.
That's fair.
Has some wins, has some losses, but isn't really like a championship level competitor or anything like that. Hasn't really started working her way up. but that's kind of the breakdown. So we're going to split them all up. We're going to fill all these people into all these tiers, and then we're going to sit there and categorize who we think is the best, the worst in their tier, and kind of give you an idea of what we think is the true real lineup of the Schmodown division. Hopefully that all made sense. If you guys have questions, just kind of keep watching. If you're up here, that means you're good. If you're over here, it means you're probably not as good. At least that's kind of the easiest way to think about it. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the Inner Geekdom division, guys.
Woohoo!
All right, so starting out, we got Mike right here. Well, do we think that's fair? He's champion, right, guys?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, no complaints on that one so far. The Inner Geekdom I picked because I think it's a very easier one to get. We know who the champion level players are right now and the ones who aren't. So let's just go down the list. We got Emily Rose Jacobson, 1-1. Did really well in her last match. Had a really rough intro match. But where do we think she goes, guys? I'm thinking
I'd say just based on the game tape right now, she would be B, but all she needs is just one more solid win to put her in A tier, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair for me too.
I feel like I have to agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I can go with that. I mean, I think she's a lot stronger than she's putting out than what's been seen of her. So, but I guess I can go with B with you guys. I can see it. But I definitely think she's going to make an A.
She will. She'll get there. She's just not there yet.
Right. After her match with Brandon Hanna, I definitely say that she's a lot stronger competitor than we give her credit for on her first match, because that first match was rough. But, having her first match and it being everybody has a bad day match, guys, and that may have just been her intro. We saw a much stronger competitor on that second match, so I think this is pretty well off her right now. I agree, Alex. Her match against Hanna was fantastic.
I would almost say that she might be one of those that, and there might be a couple of them as we go through, but as you categorize them, you might need to put someone like her off to the side, and then where you see other people who might be a little more clearly defined as to where they would go, come back and then maybe compare her not necessarily to the class of the tier title, but more to the other people who are already in that. Okay, we'll compare her to Hannah or Chandru or someone.
Right, and I totally agree. This is one of those things that once we get everybody onto the tier list, that's when we start shuffling around, figuring out where they should go. I think that's when the real fun discussions start. Because where she's B tier right now, someone argue that, well, she's better than this competitor. Maybe she is the bottom of A tier or something.
That's what I think, actually. I definitely agree with you, Robert.
Right, and that's part of the fun thing. Another reason I wanted to get a bunch of people from different podcasts is because obviously I'm going to be biased. I'll say right now. Where's Brandon, the pizza eater, Hannah? Yeah, right. Here, family member right there, number one. There's everybody else. That's it, guys. That's the show. Yeah. So, I want Smets. It'd be Smets up here too. Yeah, but anyway, that's that. All right, so these two pretty safely placed right now. We'll save him and this one for a little bit later. Let's get into Keaton. Keaton feels like a B tier to me.
She's a solid B.
She's a solid B.
Yeah, B.
Solid B.
Yeah.
She hasn't shown up much in any matches that she's been. She's been a decent player, but it's the same thing with Koi. When we get to Koi, it's the same thing. He's kind of that player that they're kind of that player that are in it for fun, not really to chase a belt.
Right.
Nat in the chat's like, Keaton's an S in my heart.
Look, she's an S in all of our hearts, and if let's say there was a Disney League, I think she'd crush at that. But
Oh, absolutely.
it's not a thing yet.
Her and Silverstreeny would be doing amazing in that.
I was
yes,
that needs to be the exhibition. It's just her and Silverstreeny.
Link to the card.
Oh, that'd be wild. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
So all right, we'll keep Keaton very safely there. Chandru.
He's A.
Andrew's A.
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of work that he's been putting in, especially on his Facebook group. I'm luckily with the privilege of being an admin, I do keep my eye on the Facebook page a lot, and he's always doing study sessions.
Oh yeah.
So he's dedicated.
Not to mention practicing that awesome flossy that he does.
Would you say dedicated to the art?
Oh
Hey,
shit!
no plugs.
I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it.
It
But
wasn't him. I plugged it. I'm the good guy, remember? I plug everybody.
We'll have plenty of plugs at the end of the show. Almost nothing but plugs at the end of the show, as it turns out. Don't use the word butt plugs too soon together.
heyo.
Hey, welcome to a fundraiser episode.
All right, about everybody. See ya.
That was a terrible pun. You should do that again. Take 3.
Oh.
All right, I'll do a puns tier list later with Doman and Doug near the top on that.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so we got.
My jaw dropping.
And now, wow.
Can we go
in there.
double S class?
Yeah, you can probably double up in S class.
Double S class.
This feels fair. Mara, right?
Yeah.
S class, anything
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Fair.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is gonna be moving along pretty well. Jared Habon, A or B?
He's a
Depends.
big-
Are we talking about
I gotta-
I'd put him
I mean,
B.
don't
I
get me
gotta-
wrong. That 4-way TKO was incredible, but
But who was he facing?
exactly. You know,
Like, and he didn't show up against Chandru. I think Habon is an amazing person. I don't think he has enough time to study. And like I said, with everybody that's in this, either you're studying to be an S rank or you're just playing the game. And I think Habon is right now playing the game. He's got a lot going on.
yes.
To be fair, his match against Chandru, he was like a week or 2 away from getting married, so I think he was a little distracted.
Right.
just a tiny bit?
You know what?
Getting married is the only reason why you could forget Sokovia Accords.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
But who was his last match?
Chandru.
Chandru.
No, not Chandru. Before Chandru.
Ooh.
It was Mike. It was Mike.
a year
It
ago.
was-
Yeah, it was Mike.
Yeah.
He lost.
He lost in the Intergeekdom tournament for it.
Yep.
Next up, the best Schmodown podcasters right here, scratching their head over a question.
And we're talking movie knowledge, not who played who and what where.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Albert knew it. He was just being humble. He knows that. So,
So I got the question confused, but yeah.
okay. All right. So, yeah, Chandru, very solid A tier. I couldn't agree more. He has that passion, has that drive, doing really well. Him and Hannah are going to have a sweet match here coming up soon.
Oh yes.
Mess, here's a tricky one. I want an S.
Yeah,
S. All day.
Honestly, given his work ethic, and given that it took just the biggest flub in history for him to lose that match against Mike, like he had to have the biggest brain fart, and that's the only reason he lost.
I agree.
So
I think even if it went into overtime, Smets takes it in overtime.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
That flub definitely cost him the game.
Right. All right. So we all feel pretty confident in S tier. Smets then, right?
Mhm.
Good deal. Jay Washington.
we love you, Jay.
I
You're
love
a
you,
small
Jay,
pro,
but you
but
are a B.
I put him in a B. Yeah.
Yeah, his performance says pretty clearly that's a B tier thing. You know, again, B tier isn't bad by any means. It just means that hey, you got a couple categories that you're strong in. You get those, you can clean up. But
Oh, that does start with
Danny had it best. Danny had it best.
yeah, Brandon Hanna, A tier.
B.
no, he's definitely A tier. He's
I put
definitely
him in an A.
Or no,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
sorry.
an A.
That's what I didn't mean B. Yes, A.
Yeah, I know it gets tricky. We have Sab right here. You think
Yeah, I'm thinking A is the top and that B would be middle. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, Brandon. I actually didn't mean to put you in A.
we got A's. We got S. I was about to say Brandon Hanna usually in our chat. He might be in it right now for all I know. I'm not paying attention to it right now. But yeah, he'll say S. But we'll keep him safely A for right now. He's still got a little bit more to prove. I think if he beats Chandru in this one, I'll feel not too bad about putting him closer to S.
Same.
Yeah.
Adam Halavic.
A.
I'd put him in A.
I'd put him at the lowest possible A.
He's had so many opportunities. Oh,
But here's the thing: you can't take San Diego away from him.
Oh.
He was working it all day.
Yeah, no.
So-
And that's what I'm saying. Like for everything outside of that match, he actually has been getting better. He's been improving a lot, but he still has a ways to go. And like here's how I want to phrase it. Sam Witwer also had a similar flub at Star Wars Celebration 2017,
Mm-hmm.
but yet he's still arguably the best Star Wars player outside of Alex Damon.
Okay, I was about to say because Alex definitely got that all day.
Right. For those wondering why I only picked these 3 divisions and not Star Wars division, here's the easiest way at home. Damon, Whitwer, S tier, everybody else in like A tier, and that's round about it. There, I say this all.
That's
Yeah.
deep, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I think we all agree with that. You know, Whitwer, or not Whitwer, Kenton, Knapsack, probably pretty close to the top A tier there. There's your Star Wars tier. Nothing against the Star Wars thing. I love Star Wars, but it's a pretty easy tier to rank up. Here's a controversial one, guys. Hector Navarro, former champion.
This is one where, like, if you had like a year by his name, kind of like when, and I know we joke about like not knowing about sports, but I'll bring sports up for example. Me and my brother, we live here in Texas, so therefore the easiest example for us would be the Dallas Cowboys. Go back and look at the Dallas Cowboys in the mid-90s when they played the Buffalo Bills twice in a row during the Super Bowl. That was a fantastic years for the Cowboys. So therefore I would say the Dallas Cowboys were an S tier 94-95. Same thing with Hector Navarro here. Like, he's an S tier
94,
2017 player.
94-95.
But
17.
I hate to say it,
I got him at B.
he's a B.
He's a B in my opinion. He didn't even beat Lavic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that the Holavic, gosh.
Unfortunately, it's a case of how the mighty have, been occupied with their job to not get enough time to study up.
That and how the landscape has changed since he's been a champion.
Yeah.
I know, Alex. I'm sorry. We really don't want to talk about sports either. But it was the best example I could think of at the moment's notice.
Schmodown is a sport.
Yeah, Schmodown is a sport, but we don't want to talk about any other sport other than Schmodown. So.
Exactly. Now, cool guy. I don't know if you can say he's a victim of Matt Atchity syndrome, because Matt Atchity, every time he's lost, it's been against great players and teams.
That's true. That's true.
That's fair.
Atchity he kind of seems like it depends if he's had like a chili dog that day, because if he's had something like that, he's probably not going to be playing very well.
Or if he just can't, get out of a character to not do a Russian accent. Just saying, guys.
Oh,
it would have been a completely different game.
Literally, I'm still kicking myself for not releasing the song that I wrote because of that incident. Like it was like this 5-minute parody of The Sound of Silence, and it was great. But
was this before Disturbed's version, or
this was just after?
Okay.
Bye, Alex.
Bye,
Alex.
Alex got tired of us talking about not Schmodown right here. Yeah. So check out that song maybe over on the D2A channel.
It's never coming out now.
Never coming out. There you go.
Now that Alex is gone, I'm going to share my homemade White Claw recipe.
She will
Hey,
come back.
never share that with anybody.
If you say White Claw 3 times in a row, she will appear like Beetlejuice. That's
White
fair.
Claw.
Oh no.
All right, guys. So easy team.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
I know his first name is Robert, but we need to stick him down like in the C tier, okay?
Listen, he needs to be in the B tier like his short nickname is Bob. Listen.
I almost could take offense to that. Almost.
All right. No. Okay. So not you. Robert Meyer Burnett. Burnett. There you go. He needs to be in the T into the B, like Burnett. I just don't think he's a good player. I don't think he's a good player of the game. His knowledge may be there, but he's really not a good player of the game.
Yeah, I hate to agree with that, but yeah.
I'll give you that. He definitely has shortage of knowledge for R&B. He's a director in the film. He's a huge nerd in that way, but it's a good thing. He's a better manager than he is a player.
Also, the person who should truly be at the very top of this list just joined the chat. Thank you very much, Rachel.
Absolutely.
Hashtag blessed to have her in this one. Wonderful thing in the chat.
If she was able to be picked from here, she probably would have been up there faster than Kalinowski.
Yeah.
You open this webpage and she's already in the S tier.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And you can't move her. Like, she's right there.
Yeah.
You can't put anybody in front of her. Everybody just gets in line behind her.
She's
Yeah.
like she's grayed out, so you can't click on her or anything.
Yeah.
Boss tier character. Every single league too, Rachel. You make doing this tier thing a little too easy. So maybe it's the one silver lining to you not being a competitor right now is that you make this a little easier.
A little bit.
This is subjective. Don't worry. We'll grind this out later. We'll see if Mike stays at the top of S tier by the time we're said and done. Koi, I'm putting B tier, guys.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with
But
that.
if we're talking about his Spider-Man suit, easy S tier.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, both me and my brother might be a little biased because we were on the action movie Anatomy with Coy and Guy talking about Far From Home, and Coy Jandreau is an absolute pleasure to nerd out on Spider-Man with. Just absolute.
Yes, he is.
Blast.
I believe it. Like Coy's one of those great personalities, man. He's stellar. He's super knowledgeable. Like if he rolls into like a Marvel or DC category or something like that, he would do great.
He runs the board, but
because there are other categories, it's harder for him to stay competitive on that. His record definitely not equal to his performance. That's for sure.
Now, if they started a comic book movie
Woo!
like Star Wars, he would easily be at the top of that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right up for sure. Without further ado, last but not least, we have Eric Zipper.
Wait, that's Zipper?
Yeah, I know. Don't ask. Right? Some of these pictures are a little suspect. It's just what was on the wiki.
that's fine.
Is he in hockey pads?
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't get it either. But Zipper, great personality, great thing. I'm feeling B tier for him as well, though.
I'm actually gonna say put him at the very bottom of the A tier.
A tier. All right. What's the argument? Albert, you want to back him up?
Well, I feel like Zipper should be in the B tier, and I would actually move up Emily to the A tier. I don't know.
Well, and the only reason that I'm saying the very bottom of the A tier is just because, kind of like with Smets, once Kaiser got a hold of him, he has shown nothing but improvement, and that applies across all divisions, singles, teams, and geek.
So the only improvement that we've seen in Zipper, though,
so
is
far,
when he's a part of Loose Cannons.
yes, so far.
So I don't know if that's necessarily all to do with Kaiser. I love Kaiser, but I think that might have to do something with his teammate. Being on the table, people don't take this into account a lot. The teammate helps out a lot more than you think. You're no longer having that pressure of just being there by yourself. I think Zip has a problem being on the desk by himself. We've seen him in pretty much every match that he's been in by himself. He has the knowledge. We've seen him kick butt in teams. But to rank him an A now,
that's why I just said at the very bottom. But I do see your point. Fair enough.
Albert, you got
and Eric Frederick in the chat mentioned it out. He haven't played Inner Geekdom since he joined the dungeon. So I agree with what Doman said, that he might improve, but we just haven't seen it yet. So for now, at least, I would put him in B, and maybe eventually we can see him in A.
Right.
No, that's fair.
And behind the scenes on this one, I'll say really quickly, we got a chance to interview him a little while back, and he even said himself he really wants a bigger push in the singles and teams league more so than the IG league right now, and that's kind of where his main focus is. So that with all that accounted, kind of wants me to keep him at B tier. I think he's still a very solid B tier though. So
absolutely. Can we make a vote right now to jump Emily up to A, because I think she deserves to be up there. With what we're looking at with the B squad down there, I think she's better than all the B squad down there, and I think she's I think she could keep up with Hector. I'm sorry, Adam. I think she could keep up with
So then put her at the very bottom of the A tier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we all agree on that one?
Yeah. I can go.
That's
with
what
that.
I would do.
I can go with that.
You should put her right next to Adam Lavitt.
That's good. See what we did there, guys. If you know the Schmodown, you know one. That's funny. So, all right.
Real quick. Where are David, Warfather, and Chance?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Didn't have pictures on there. So, for the meantime, we'll assume that they're B tier because the rookie's coming in and only have the 1 to 2 matches right now. Stay tuned. All right, that could get controversial.
Fair.
Chance is roughly, I would say, A tier, the way he performed on that 4-way. But because they've only really had one match to kind of show off their skills, I'm leaving it off for right now, and I also forgot to get those pictures. I would give a fair argument that Chance is probably at the bottom of A tier right now, though.
Yeah.
I would also argue that looks like the Warfather in the first picture on the B.
I did think that was my father before knowing it was Zipper.
Yeah, I actually thought so too.
Are just the same person for the sake of this argument for right here. So let's get B tier in order. Does this look right, or who needs to go up? Who needs to go down?
Honestly, I don't have that much complaints. I'd say maybe put Burnett behind Coy, but
I don't know.
I would put Hayden up front.
Before, even if it was just like a 3-person league at the time, I do want to give him that edge over.
I would maybe at least move Jared and Jay in front of Keaton.
Yeah.
Jared and Jay over Keaton as well. Then.
No. I would leave Keaton there. I think she could probably hold her own against Jay and maybe even beat him.
I agree. I think she has more strengths than Jay.
yeah, she definitely has more strengths than Jay. That's
Yeah.
And then I would put Hector probably right behind Jarrett.
That's what I would do as well.
Does this look fair?
yeah.
I think that's super fair. I think that's us being really fair. I think that's really fair.
That's fair. Okay. So B tier looks solid. Any complaints? Anybody on?
No.
Yeah, B tier looks pretty good.
Yeah, actually, you need to put Burnett under Coy. If you could just delete Burnett off of there altogether.
Unfortunately, our lovely chairman that runs Intergeekdom and Teams has made him an active player again. So we can't.
Well, TBD, guys. TBD. We'll see how much more right I get as time goes on and how much more wrong. Stay tuned tomorrow. Let's go into A tier, guys. All right, so this is pretty controversial right here. I think this part looks fair.
Yeah.
I think Hannah's above him. I think Hannah's above Chandru.
He's already beaten him technically. So
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
But then by that logic, then yes, Brandon should be ahead of Chandru because of the win.
Yeah, which is funny because I think last I checked on the rankings on Trivia SD that Chandru was ranked above Hannah somehow, and that was like a thing they were trying to figure out. I think it might have been fixed since then, but for a little while, Chandru was somehow above Hannah for that time being.
Yeah, I have the rankings right now. Right now, Hannah is at 3 and Chandru is at 4. So
good. All right, all things have returned.
Where's Lavik at?
Lavak is in 6th, right below Emily.
Right.
Right.
So below on this one, but
I think in terms of knowledge, that looks about right.
I think that's about right.
And probably experiencing the game as well as gameplay strategy and whatnot.
Right, I'd give it to him on that one. He's had more performances. He's been more consistent. That's a little bit makes more sense for me.
Lavik has had an opportunity to go up against Smets. I wouldn't think Emily is near taking.
I don't think she's ready yet.
Not yet.
Not for the opponent that Smets is. It's a whole different ball game when you're facing somebody like Smets or somebody like Kalinowski. They get quite intimidating. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Okay, guys. Here's where it gets sticky. We have the top 3 for S tier at this exact moment. That means we all agree. Smets, Mara, Mike.
No, I actually think Mara's ahead of Mike. She has a better Intergeekdom record. He may be champ, but she literally came in like a whirlwind and only has 1 loss.
Ooh, see, I was about to argue to keep Mike where he's at, but put Smets ahead of Mara just because Mara hasn't been there for a year.
And I'm actually going to go against, and I'm going to sort of bounce off that, where I'm going to say, if you look at the accuracy rate, Smets blows Mara out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. But I think with Mara, it's tricky because she did come in. She came in on still a fairly recent season. She didn't have as much competition besides really Rachel and Mike. And she did beat both of them and take the title into that, though. So that's a really hard one.
And Inman.
And Inman as well.
And Inman, yeah.
Let's also keep in mind that Mara has yet to play a match this season. As far as we're concerned, the last time she played a match was last season.
I would agree, and it's not like Mike or Smets has gotten any worse of a competitor since.
No.
And we've seen before where people come in even a season behind and see how much the league has gotten ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that
I would have almost argued for putting Smets ahead of Kalinowski if it wasn't for the fact that Kalinowski does actually possess the belt right now.
Yeah.
See, but that for me
Same.
too is the thing, because he came in like a whirlwind. If we're gonna put anybody above Mike, I would think it would be Smets. I think Smets is a beast. I think his studying comes. I actually think it surpasses Mike's. Mike's got a big binder. Smets studies on the regular.
About Smets study road habits. We don't leak that stuff.
I know, but if
I was gonna say we don't want to give Roxy Stryer more fuel to the fire to just blab about blah 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 blah.
Albert, what do you think? Is this fair? Do we rearrange somebody?
Yeah, I like this ranking right here. I'm with the argument that Mara haven't played in a while, so even though she like record wise might be better, but yeah, we just don't know. So I'm gonna put Mara below Smets for this moment.
I won't lie, guys. I think this is one of those situations. It's rock paper scissors. Mara's beating Mike. Mike's beating Mara. Smets came really close to beating Mike, and arguably still could. If I had to say, all right, if it was between these two, who do I think has a better chance of beating Mike right now? I'd probably say Smets. But Mara is also a former champion and has beaten Mike before. So this is very close to a rock paper scissors competition, I think, for sure.
So what you're saying is we need a Mara versus Smets.
I'm just saying that needs to
Yeah,
I want to
Yeah.
see that.
It's
Yeah,
an interesting situation because we got to keep in mind that Mara in her rookie year became a champion. So ring
Right.
rust isn't going to be a thing for her because she did it once. She can do it again.
Also, I don't think she's going to have too much to worry about ring rust, given who her boyfriend is.
also
yeah.
So
Wait. All right, I know we're talking things, but that cutscene was amazing between the two of them.
did you leave?
That cutscene was
Yeah.
amazing.
I don't use the oven.
Yeah.
I do love that they had that finally crossover. But just to make sure we're being timely on this, I don't want this to be a 3-hour episode, even if it is for a good cause. Maybe 2.5 hours is appropriate, though. So, would we agree? This is the proper, as close as we're going to get it, the tiering of the Inner Geekdom division. Top first to last.
At least until Mara comes back for her first match.
So Mara comes back and we start swinging in on this? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think this right here is the biggest TBD of the whole tier list altogether. But I agree. I think this is a great first start to it. And welcome, we've done a tier list. All right, guys, there we go.
Woo!
Screenshot it. That's that for right now. Let me go right back to here really quick.
Ah.
For the transition. You don't want to see all that weird stuff on my desktop. There's nothing weird. But while
It's just all Deftones wallpaper. Don't worry about it.
it really is. I won't lie about that. So, in between these segments, I want to sit here, and we have a couple messages from people and stuff like that. I want to catch up. If you're just tuning into the stream and wondering what in the world is Call to Action doing with this whole podcast of Wild Things, it's not just us. We have people from D2A, Take 3, Cinefanatics, Albert's Brand, just Albert. We have all these coming together. We are here to sit here and fundraise, bring awareness to Karen Volpe Preston. I'm not sure the exact names on it. Paul Preston's wife, you may know her as well if you're a Schmodown follower. We're here to bring awareness to it. If you haven't and you would love to, it would be super sweet, go to the link below in our description of this video. We will sit here and have a link right to our fundraiser. There's also another link to some shirts that also help contribute funds to the cause as well. Both those links are in the description below. Doing as much awareness as possible. Share this video. Share that fundraiser. More importantly, because that's what this is really all about, guys. Let's come together and make this Schmodown community do something great. We don't have a whole lot of power. The illusion of power that us reactors have is like this big. But if we can make any impact on this fundraiser at all, that's the biggest difference in the world. We only do that with all of you fans watching.
We're taking donations. Operators are standing by.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually, I don't know.
you just gotta
Sorry,
go to the
Dylan.
link.
Did you already give a current amount update?
No, let's check on that current amount.
Right now, it's sitting at 28,384. So that means we are about 1,600 away.
Yep, we're $1,600 away. We want to see it at 30,000. That would be ideally. We have gotten about $130 or so, roughly, from the last time since we've started. I don't know if that's to do with the stream, but let's just take credit for a little bit for right now. Next hour and a half, I'm taking all the credit for all the money that's going in for that. Really, there's no credit to be had, guys. Any credit goes into it. It doesn't matter. Earn it, not earn it. Contribute. Do something great with that. Sit there and try to help. Preston has been great in this league. The Schmodown competitive league is great for us. Let's try to do something for them. I'm a firm believer of that.
Hell yeah.
But
Hashtag fuck cancer.
fuck cancer.
Hashtag fuck cancer.
Right. So let's take a quick minute and a half commercial break. We have a message from somebody who knows a lot about cancer charity raising. We got D2A's, D2A's own, Nico. He sent me a message. Let me go ahead and pop this bad boy up. Let me see if I can get this screen share right. All right, hold on. How do I maximize this? Okay. Stay tuned. We're in the background. Guys, be quiet. Mute our mics. I'm seeing some people saying they can't hear it. Welcome to a live stream. We do it live, guys. Audio technical difficulties as we go along. I don't think you can share audio with share screen.
Yeah, you can. You have to go share screen, and then when you do it, you'll click tab, and then it'll right in the lower left corner, it'll say share audio.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop sharing real quick. Welcome to a live fundraiser, everybody. There we go. Okay, so share audio. Oh, I see it. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Let's try this one more time, everybody. Chat, tell me if you hear this or not. Here's Nico's lovely voice again.
How you doing, everybody? It's Nico Rigoli from Dedicated to Art, and I wish I wasn't doing this video on such sad notes, but one of our own is sick. Paul, Karen, I feel for your situation. Yeah, January is going to be the 2-year anniversary of when I lost my father to cancer, and I know what it's like. I know what it can do to the person who suffers from it. I know what it can do to the people closest to them. And it's rough. It's rough. But you're not going to get through it without that support system. And thankfully, you have us. You have your Schmodown family. You have your actual family. You're loved, and love can get you through almost anything. So I'm rooting for you, Karen. I'm hoping this journey goes better for you than it did for my dad. Paul, good luck in the tournament. I know it's weird to bring up Schmodown stuff in this sort of situation, but it's all I can think about. Schmodown is what makes us happy, and we could use something to make us happy when times are tough, when times are dark. And the Schmodown has been that for a lot of us, and I hope it can be that for you too. So, yeah, donate as much as you can and help them make sure that their medical costs are covered.
And we're back. Lovely message from Nico, guys. Anybody knows stuff about that? It's definitely Nico. I think all of us have been touched in one way or another by cancer. Hashtag fuck cancer.
Hashtag fuck cancer.
Hashtag fuck cancer. Hashtag Schmodown Nashville. I had to do it. Sorry, guys. It's not the right
you did.
I can't not say it.
Dude, listen. This is like the one selfish plug I'm 100% with you on. So
yeah, that's fair. And I waited 43 minutes to do it, you guys. That's the most restraint I've had ever. So, going on back into it. Welcome back, guys. If you are just tuning in, again, I'm going to keep rehashing it because it's important. We're doing a fundraiser episode. I pulled everybody, all the little reactors from all across the Schmodown world to come together in the most ambitious crossover for the most honorable thing I could think to do worth it, and use this power for something good, something great, and to be able to give awareness and do some fundraising for Karen Volpe, Paul Preston's wife. And we're back. So in the midst of doing all this, we're doing some tier lists on some competitors. If you just tuned in, you missed us doing Inner Geekdom. It got a little spicy. Went longer than I thought it was going to, like every episode I do. So without further ado, let's start to go into what I think is the second hardest one on this one. That's the singles league, guys.
yeah.
The singles league. Hey, that's your face. Welcome. Hey. There we go. All right. So we have a lot more competitors. Let's make this timely and organized and everything like that. Starting with Andrew Guy, A tier.
No.
No. We've
Alright,
all been now canceled.
I will give him credit at a low B tier though.
Low B
So-
tier.
Are we talking about his kayfabe, or are we talking about him as a person? Because
As
as
a competitor,
As a person, oh my god,
Competitor.
he's such an A. He's the top.
A tier competitor, A tier person, A tier
Mhm.
performer. You guys are gonna fight me on this to be B tier, so fine, B tier for right now. Is
wait,
that-
why is this one A, B, and C now?
so that's a great. Yeah, let me. You know what? Doing it live, guys. We're doing it live. All right. So, same concept. I think there's bigger gaps in this one than Inner Geekdom, honestly, but whatever. Fine. SAB to be consistent. I think it defaulted on that, so whatever. A tier is B tier. SA is B. Blah blah blah. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Mark
That's
and
good.
who is technically in singles right now, if I recall correctly. So Mark and Draco, you're on the bench for right now. Sorry about it. I got a lot of pictures on people. I was pulling pictures like crazy. So we may miss a competitor. Don't call me on it if I did, unless it's like Dan Merle, who is right here. Bibbs, S tier.
S,
Easy.
S tier.
S.
Yeah.
S all day.
S all day. Bibbs is super good. Now here's where it gets spicy. Chancel.
A solid A player.
A.
Hasn't broken instinct. Like his knowledge is there. It's there. I don't think anybody's really knocked him down too much. I give him an A. He's on the threshold. He's on the threshold of possibly being an S. Sorry.
Call me incredibly selfish because I've faced him several times, but he's S.
He's S.
He's got the knowledge to be an S. He's got the strategy to be an S.
He
It's
is.
just that every time he's lost, it's to people who are that legitimately good at the game. I mean, he's only lost 2 champions.
I'll give you that, but that's fan leagues. We're in the Schmodown.
No. I'm talking about the Schmodown.
Even in
He's
Schmodown.
only lost to
No,
Chance.
Bibbs, Irwin,
Gibbs, Paul, and Irwin.
Chance might be one of those that we might need to go back and reorganize after we put everyone else on the board.
Yeah.
I think one thing with Chance is that I would put him in the S tier after I see him beat somebody in the S tier. He's lost to S tier people right now, but he hasn't won against any of them yet.
Right. I kind of agree. This is one that I think we'll keep Chance definitely in the top 3 tier for right now. We'll see where he kind of lands as the discussion goes on. But S tier is definitely just blocking him out. He's lost every time the person we would all agree is S tier.
Yeah.
So see how it plays out. Dan Merle.
S.
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 Oh, dang. He is
Yeah.
the top of the S.
All right.
Can we go double S class?
Well,
Not
that's
quite.
true. Then I hate to break it to you guys.
Listen.
Transitive property says.
Ring rust is a thing.
I'll disagree with that. But all right, let's keep this rolling. We got a lot more competitors going. David Del Rio.
Big.
B.
B?
I drafted him and he's a big. Yeah.
He doesn't have the strategy yet to be an A.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think he still has some more to prove. He's definitely got a good knowledge base. I don't think that he's got the game under his belt just yet, though.
Not yet.
No.
Ethan, big time Irwin, easy.
Big time ass.
Yeah.
Big time ass.
Absolutely.
In fact, you probably save a lot of time. Just quickly run through it. If they've had the championship belt at some point, just stick them straight in the S.
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that all pans out as this one.
Oh, I know what that's a pot shot at.
Haley Fouch. A.
B.
A.
Super high B.
not A
Super
yet.
high B.
She's a super high B.
I
She's not
put her-
an A yet.
Yeah,
How
I put
many-
her
how
a
many
B in here.
How many
Not-
times have we actually seen her in the singles though? Like
Twice. That's it.
Twice.
She
Yeah.
doesn't have enough game film. Like,
You're right.
there's not enough team wise. I would argue Scream Queens are A, but herself, I haven't seen that much from her. So it's like 2 games. Judging off those 2 games, I gotta say you're a B.
Right.
Yeah.
I would
Or not.
bring the argument that based on the weight that she carries with in Scream Queens is that she's definitely an A-tier competitor, just gotta shake the nerves off with it. But I think it's an easy enough comparison to sit there and say, well, her performance says this in her singles division. She's an 0-2 right now, and she's still got this in her. But I think the knowledge base is so there. I really do.
Absolutely. Dylan, I agree with you. Her knowledge base is there. She's got to get more game time. She's got to get more used to the game.
Oh, yeah.
You heard her say in the last Scream Queens match that they started realizing how to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think give her till next season, and she will be a solid A, if not an S, because she'll know how to run the game.
I think Haley's going to be a great discussion for the B tier one as we're sorting that one out. Janine, I'm putting easy A.
A.
A,
Yeah.
A. JTE.
B.
A.
A.
He is a B. He is a B. He is a
A.
B all day. I'm
He-
sorry, everybody's still on him because of the Patriots.
okay.
But what has he done?
All
for
right.
them?
No. Okay. Hold on.
Albert.
So let's compare back-to-back seasons. 2016, he's an automatic B. 2017, he's an automatic S.
A.
He's
He
an A.
was comeback player A.
2018.
2018. What did he really do?
All right. Hold on. Albert, go ahead, buddy.
I would argue he's a B strictly because once again I have the rankings. He is 9 and 10. So yeah, that's like a B level right there. He played a lot and lost a lot too.
He is a 50-50 player for a long time. I'm not saying that he can't play at A levels at times, but I do think he lacks the consistency.
Fair enough.
He's just been passed up by a lot of people who are just still currently going and climbing. That's the only thing.
I agree. I think that B tier, figuring out the top of that, is going to be the hardest part of this one. But I'm inclined to put a more B for right now.
That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Okay.
think that's
Mikey Two Bells.
S.
A.
S.
He's an S,
I
guys.
put him at an S.
For
If we're gonna-
singles.
He's
For
just as
singles.
solid. He's
For
just
singles.
as solid of a player.
For-
He's just as solid as a player in Inner Geekdom as he is in singles.
In strategy, yes.
Yes. I'd say he's
In knowledge, no.
I would say he's an S. He's on the low end of S because the S is very stacked right now, and we'll
Yeah.
get probably even more stacked looking at who we've got coming. He's on the low end of S, and he's fighting his way up there. But I would stick him in S. The man knows how to study. He's going to be a very dominant force.
My memory fails me. If it weren't for that Flash hiccup, where would he have ended up in that match?
Ooh.
He would have been facing Paul Oyama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing. He would have made it to the title match.
Belford, if you're watching the show, feel free to show me that Flash Gordon gift that we love to put on this channel. That's amazing. I'll check my stuff out.
I'm so glad I was here when that premiered for the first time.
Oh man.
I'm literally just waiting for my message box to appear in this like immediately. Stay tuned. All right. So, do we agree more on bottom S tier, or do we agree more on A tier?
I'd say
Listen.
bottom.
I'd say bottom S as well.
Bottom S. Bottom S. All right. I'm hearing enough for bottom S at this point that that's good. Bottom S tier. I hope Ben and Andrew pop in there for this chat and they just get enraged because I'm sure.
Please.
It's going to be very awkward seeing how this is the call to action podcast. Don't get me wrong. I'm eagerly awaiting until we get to teams and we have to rank only stupid answers. Okay, so I mean, bias
S all day.
I-
S all day.
Oh shit! Our partner just dropped a great point. Mike has never won a number one contenders match in singles.
It's true. He is consecutively not doing that.
but that's why he's at the bottom of S's.
So all right, well we'll flesh out Mike a little bit more as we go into it.
I mean, we can get I mean, if we feel later down the line that there's better S in there, then we'll pouch him down to A. But right now, I think yes, he has never won a number one contenders match. But guess what? He's always in contention. That's got to give him something.
Yeah, over multiple seasons, he's done enough to sit there and stay relevant on that one. So I'll fold for right now, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Liz Shannon Miller.
A.
Hey,
A.
Agree. Especially after that last match, I think
she's just got to work on the strategy.
Yeah, she's got to get it down. Picking mixed bag, I think, was definitely the death of it. But
The fact that she was able to take Roka that far, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally agree.
Liz?
Yeah,
You mean Bateman?
Yeah, Bateman.
Yeah, you
oh,
know
Bateman, yes.
Yeah. All those horsemen all look the same to me after a while.
I was thinking Silver Strini.
Yeah, Silver Strini. Oh man, I can't wait to put her on there. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Lon Harris, B tier.
I actually agree with you. I agree with you that
Yeah.
I'll get top of the B. Top of the B.
I would give him top of the B, but he's definitely a B. His gameplay isn't up to what everybody else is. Unfortunately, like I said it earlier, either you're a B team or you're striving for A, and I just don't see the gameplay. Team-wise, that's another argument. But right now,
Lon definitely lacks the consistency to sit there and really go that far up, though. I would agree.
Yeah.
Makuga, definition of a mid-tier B tier.
Listen, no, that is wild berries. That's S all day.
That's technically singles league, and he's 50-50.
I'm just playing, guys. I love Makuga so much. No, Makuga's B. If not, he would have been a C.
I honestly think his entertainment value overshadows his trivia, and he should actually be an S tier just for that.
I would allow that.
Entertainment value, I'm putting Guy up there, guys. Pick your pick.
Yeah, no, they're not the entertainment value.
We're fine.
All right. Mark Riley.
This kills me, but A.
A.
All right.
And he's slowly dwindling to a B because he's not as competitive as before. So he's low end A now. I love Mark. I love Mark to death, but he is slowly losing that edge that he used to have.
I would agree. I think it's that veteran curse, man. You play in the game long enough, you see how fast it starts speeding up ahead of you. Drew McMeany.
Oh, this one's fun.
And singles B.
Singles B.
Now, here's the thing. I will say for the man himself, regardless of what he's in, he is an S. The only reason that, say, especially in teams that he may be coming down is just because of who he's partnered with.
Hey!
I want to give for knowledge alone and the ability that he's learning how to play the game, because he is learning how to play the game pretty well. He's an A. He's definitely a top tier A. Give him the rest of this season and he'll be an S.
He literally has no other matches outside of teams.
Yeah.
So we have no.
I meant
we have to go by gameplay that's already existent. And every time he's been in a tournament, he choked in round one. He choked in round one against JTE. He choked in round one against Sorry, brain work here. Come on.
Riley was the last one.
Irwin. There we go.
Irwin,
Yeah, and I'm sorry, he does not have the strategy needed to be successful player in singles. Granted, he's a top B player. I didn't put him above Lon Harris, but he does not have it.
I'll concede on that one. I'll give you top B on that one.
That's rough because I really feel like he should be S, but I hear him points.
Knowledge. Oh, sorry. Thank you, cool guy. And Draco, that was his first match in the tournament last year.
Knowledge-wise, McWeeny is definitely an S. But
performance-wise, I say we went right in the middle, guys. I won't lie to you. I think that he's been playing the game long enough. He should definitely know how to be playing it at a S tier level. But he still makes some bad mistakes. The one thing I keep thinking about when he played Riley, he picked Sam Jackson, and if you know that man's IMDb, that's a bad competitive decision.
I thought you were gonna do a shaft line. That's a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
I'm not that smart.
Hold on to your butts.
I'm saying he safely lands an A. You guys want to fight me on that? That's our middle ground.
He
at the very least competes with Riley.
I feel A is fair.
I think A is fair. Darwin may be hot about it. All right.
But I'm also have to say, I'm sorry I'm on the Call to Action podcast for this, but he's above Andrew Guy.
Oh, yeah. All right. So
I mean, he is the anchor.
That's why he's not even.
I'm shelving kayfabe for tonight, and I'll probably give you that a McWeeny played Guy. It's still 50-50. But
that's shelving kayfabe, huh?
Yeah, that's shelving it. All right. We'll concede that A for right now, and we'll see how it goes as we develop the A tier. Sound good? Brendan Meyer.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for this one and let y'all go.
A.
Yes.
Paul Oyama, B tier?
Yes. Let's be here.
I would say
no. Put him at the very top because that's where he belongs.
Yeah.
All right.
Now's where things are gonna get awkward.
Bias full on board. Strong A tier. Paul Preston.
Absolutely. A.
For the time being,
He's definitely
full
got-
bias on board. Low A tier.
What? I would not give him low A tier.
We'll sort out where he is in the tier later. We're just getting the tiers all rattled in for right now.
he has the potential to be in S tier if he keeps going the way he's going.
Absolutely.
I cannot wait for this next match to validate my A tier into that S tier category discussion. Paul, we love you, buddy. Hope if you don't tune in to watch this, that's fine. It's 11 something your time. You've got more important things to do than to watch this. But we are here for you. Without further ado, Silver Streeny.
A.
High B.
Right now.
Singles. We're talking. High B.
Singles B, yeah.
All right, 2 for B's, 1 for A. Roberts, either.
I would put her in A.
You thinking low A though?
Yeah, I mean, definitely not the higher of A, but
I want to revisit this next season because she's gonna be so high.
Oh, she'll be much higher.
she's gonna dominate next season.
I'm telling you guys right now, she's going to be comeback player of the year next year, 100%.
Yeah.
Which makes me automatically want to put her on A tier.
And that's the one I was thinking earlier with the how well she did against Roka.
Exactly. Like,
And-
well played. Again, she's one of those ones where it's just had bad matchups. She's only played super good competitive players, but her knowledge base still kept her in that fight. Just I have to want to put her in A for that one.
That's fair.
I don't think there's any arguments on that one. If it is, well, I got the mouse. So
Yeah.
I think some of those are like with her. You have to take into account. Yes, she lost against Roka, but doing that well against John Roka,
took him
that's
to the 5,
amazing.
That says a lot.
and her
Yeah.
5, his 5 was a softball in comparison, guys. We all know that. So,
At least it wasn't Who Performed Danger Zone from Top Gun.
whew, yeah, it wasn't a softball like that.
Wow.
Are we really including him on this list? He wasn't.
After the amazing match that he did here, Robert Meyer,
Oh yeah, no, of course it's S tier. Come on.
that was an S tier match.
All
right.
I think it was the lowest scoring match of all time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of.
My typing's not working, but the cool guy in the chat just won like all the cool points ever.
You guys
First comment.
She's created.
F tier. Yes. Yes.
Boo this man. All right. I'll concede.
I may make him an honorary Cinefanatic.
Man, the crossover. Of this is like, you guys ever watch those Scooby-Doo commercial, like the old school, like
With the Harlem Globetrotters and Batman. And
Batman and Scooby-Doo.
Jesus.
this is all right, John Roca, guys, find me that he's actually not in B tier.
Okay.
He's an A.
He's a low S.
He's still a nice
Two-time
guy.
champion.
Oh,
Yes. I'm sorry.
If we're doing two-time champion, then Riley deserves to be on an S.
yeah, that's a fair argument.
Look at
But
look at stats. Look at projection.
Look at his stats for this year. Look
No,
at Rogan's stats
all
for this year.
time. I'm saying
all time.
Didn't Roka recently hold the belt for a little bit too?
yes.
Yeah, he won this season.
Riley hasn't held the belt in over a year, in over 2 years. Roca had the belt at the end of last season. Sure, he lost it then,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah. Listen, guys, you know this is the hardest for me to do.
Yep.
I'm fine. Yeah, he's for achievements and record and keep going on.
and plus with the streak that Roca was on last year, he almost gets a low S just for that.
Right. But I'm saying he's definitely on the lower end of the tier.
Of course.
Right. Another
I'm
hot
with you on that.
Snyder.
A.
I'd say low S. Low
I'd
S.
put him in an S.
S?
That's Snyder. We should almost be playing like, can you guess who these people are judging by the small little picture?
You find a better picture of Snyder. Snyder, if you're watching this stream, feel free to send a better picture in because this is the one that was available to me. So,
Zipper, leave your picture as it is.
yeah.
Without Roxy,
Yeah.
he can't compete. He gets in his head.
I'll plug Garth.
Without a teammate, he gets in his head.
The thing with Snyder is on one end he makes it to the match with Paul Oyama, but on the other end his match with Bibiani he gave up like halfway through. So like where does he end up there?
I think
I would give him an A because he's a 50-50 player. He either shows up or he doesn't show up. That's
I
literally
kind of
what
agree with Doug on that one. He's one of those ones where he plays at a championship level, but that consistency has a lot to be desired.
But lately he's been like championship level.
Justin
And-
Fields versus
Yeah.
It
in
was his match to
teams.
lose against Oyama.
In teams, he's been
In teams.
championship level. He would have lost that match against Mike if Mike didn't mess up.
But
He-
against Oyama, if Oyama didn't mess up, Snyder's champion. So
there was back and forth there because Oyama could have got a steal if a person in the crowd didn't shut up.
there's definitely a lot of what ifs to be had on that. But because he did just have a title match here recently, I'll say that he's consistent enough to be an S for this season.
I was just
Everybody
thinking
go for it.
we need to tier level rank the person that was in the crowd. That person is on the F level, as in F.
Yes. Yeah. Like honestly,
Yeah.
I wish to God I could have figured out who the fuck that guy was because
Oh,
I'm
wait,
not
you-
joking.
does
I
that?
would have
You-
literally
you-
dragged them out of the place myself.
You
I'm
and
surprised
Nico were like right next to him too.
Pretty much.
Because at one point I was wanting to make the joke like, I think that was Nico because it was coming from right there.
Oh
I know
no! Trust
Nico
me.
wouldn't do that, but
Nico, you know I love you, but if you had been that idiot who had done that, I would have dragged you out myself.
Off the show entirely for sure.
Oh yeah.
The bracket buster herself, guys. Stacey Howard.
Hey,
B. She has no consistency.
She's got the
Except knocking out people in the first round.
And then getting knocked out right afterwards.
here's the thing that we put Riley in A, and she just beat Riley.
Yeah,
And
but
he has been showing improvement, not just in teams with
Crimson Fury, but
Fury, but also
they've only
now-
had one match.
Yeah,
also
You know, and lest we forget that 6 Degrees, as much as we loved them, they were not the most consistent team
Mhm.
ever.
Yeah.
but in her past, like 2 matches now, she's been pretty consistent that she's showing some buildup. I would say as of right now, this second, definitely A, and probably ahead of Riley just because she just beat
No,
him in a
I
tournament.
I can't give her that, especially after the match against Janine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Her recent battles have been really good, and the manager ball has been good against Riley, has been good. Like, they're solid. And I would agree, Dillman, 100%. She is about as consistent as pudding when it comes to sitting here and be able to stay like a great on-point competitor.
we know we got Mike on the top.
I was gonna make that joke, but I waited. I was gonna make that joke, but I waited.
All the puns. Here's the exact ruling I'm going to go with. Nerd Chronic himself says I would say low A, and I agree.
Well, he also said, Eric Rodriguez also said that she lost to Dan in the first round last year. Yeah, the Wikipedia on movies lost to Dan in the first round last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also,
Yes.
Dan lose to Andrew Guy? Oh boy, no, we're not.
We're starting it already.
All right, all right. Here, vote me out. One, everybody in favor for Stacy in A tier. Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right, all in favor.
Mhm.
All right, so 4 out of 2. Welcome to democracy.
Yep, I love it.
Whitney Seibold.
B.
B.
Easy.
But for the love of God, put him above Makuga. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. A lot of intelligence, but struggles in the gameplay. Doesn't have the results. That's fair. Ben Bateman.
Hey.
Hey,
Right
Top
now,
A.
A.
Top
Yeah,
right.
right there would be good, yes.
Mhm.
All right. So here's where it's going to get interesting, guys. I'm going to come back to this later. And again, kayfabe aside. Ben Bateman has always been, more recently, is the guy who's the competitor who should have had a bell already, should already be S tier. Let's see how long that lasts when we start cracking into the A tier. Last but not least, Eric Zipper.
B.
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 top B for right now.
Yeah, I think he's super solid in singles, honestly. I think he's criminally underrated in singles. Haley.
I'll give you that. Once he starts actually playing more, and we can see more from him, I would move him up to an A.
Yeah, he's,
Yeah.
only,
His knowledge is there.
he's only played once, so
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
He beat Haley Fouch in a really good match. So,
Oh yeah, like that for me is a low key favorite of the year.
yeah,
Easily.
100%. Mark and Draco just kind of hanging out. Sorry, Mark, we love you here. You're an S tier competitor in my heart, but you're not active in there right now. So your picture snuck in. I would do something with you, but what are you gonna do? All right, guys, let's crack into ranking the tiers. B tier.
Haley should go behind Zipper.
And saying you gotta put Cybold behind David Del Rio because David beat him.
yeah.
Otherwise, that looks.
That's
don't know.
probably okay.
I don't know.
I
I
would
I'd put Lon on top of the B tier, honestly.
Yeah, Lon before Zipper.
Yeah,
Just for the experience. Yeah, that's fair.
experience, knowledge, performance. I think he's gotten that over him.
Okay.
I'll give that. But B tier looks pretty straight up right now. Agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Controversial A tier. Let's go, everybody.
Chances at the top.
Chance at the top.
No, fix that.
Chance at the top.
All right. So you guys want to say chances at the top, but we also think that Ben's the best player with that.
I'd put Chance below Ben.
1-on-1, I
What's
think.
what's their record right now?
Chance is
Chan-
2-3. Ben is
5-4.
5-4. Yeah, that's
So they're pretty much right there. I mean, you could say either one of those should be on top.
I would say neck and neck, but for experience and being a better, knowing the game better, I think it's going
I
to
put Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would maybe move Janine before Paul.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
I put Guy behind Paul. I would give you Guy behind Paul.
Yeah.
I would give me Guy behind Paul as well.
And then I put
actually.
the kid behind Guy.
Wait, Guy over Riley though?
Wait, you wait. What? Yeah. What's her face?
Yeah. So, yeah, let's get right here. So, who do we think is next?
No, put Brendan Meyer before Guy.
Brendan Meyer before.
I didn't want to be. Listen, I'm trying to be unbiased here. The kid is my favorite player right now. So
Completely unbiased. I absolutely love Andrew Guy, but
Yeah, same.
I'll do that for right now. It's just that he's in the game more with that and everything. His knowledge
I
base.
think Rachel maybe goes behind Guy.
yeah.
I feel like we're pushing.
Over Liz Shannon Miller? I no.
And
No,
over Riley
no,
as
no.
well.
No,
Rachel is still 0-2.
I'm not with that.
All
Sorry.
right, who goes here?
No, Liz. That's
Liz Shannon Miller
I
before
think
Guy.
all right. Liz goes there. I'd be okay with that.
I might argue for Liz before Guy.
I totally disagree with that.
Well, of course you do.
So here's the thing. All right, Guy hasn't really had the most spectacular amount of matches with it. I think Liz has had more matches, but they've been a lot less strong caliber competitors.
Well, so hold on here. So it's a 2-1 versus a 3-2,
Right.
and it's a 2-1 with 2 knockouts versus a 3-1 with 1 knockout.
Mm-hmm. One with one number one contendership match, another with another
Wait,
contender.
Who's what numbers?
So Guy is 2-1 with two knockouts.
Guy's
Liz,
2 right now because after
Guy's 2-2.
Oh yeah, it does. Sorry. Then yeah, no, sorry. Liz should go before Guy because if it's 2-2 versus a 3-2.
Yeah.
So do you guys think if Guy and Liz faced off, Liz takes that?
The only thing I would say in that face off is the fact that Guy has more experience. Also keep in account, Guy is one of the biggest personalities in the Schmodown.
Yeah.
The fact that he's able to pull off that personality and still answer some questions,
Right.
I think Guy's right where he needs to be because Liz hasn't faced anybody like that. Who has she faced that's as tough as just intimidation wise? She faced Bateman.
He did well, but Bateman is also a softball character right now. He's not full of it. I think
Bateman's kind of a tweaker right now.
Tweaker. Yeah, I'd give you that.
Yeah.
With the
What happened to this channel?
I got told that I was on crack earlier.
Our
Sorry.
views are dropping like crazy. Again, this is for a fundraiser, everybody. So,
By Robert's logic, Makuga is A.
Right. So here's what I'll say, and I know it's going to sound biased because it's coming from me no matter what, but Guy's played at higher level competition. Guy knows the game better. Guy, if I'm sitting here, the argument for me is if Guy faces off against Liz Shannon Miller's knowledge base is probably stronger, but her decision making in the match has a long way to go still. And I think
that's
all
fair.
right. So bringing it this way, if we're going to do it that way too, how did they both do in the free for all?
Liz wasn't in it yet.
Yeah, Liz wasn't in it, and then Guy.
And then Guy only got one question right.
Yeah, but again, that's free for all performance. I'm not going to give it all the way across because I would argue that Liz is probably more rounded in that specific genre, and I think that if it was just that, she'd probably pull ahead. But I also think that if it was a full character match on this one, Guy's probably going to edge out Liz for experience and all of that. That's my thoughts on it. Y'all can agree or disagree with that.
I agree with that. I actually agree
That's
with
fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right. I've safely planted my flag. Kayfabe back on. Put it back on. No. All right. Liz Shannon. So how does it look from here, guys? How's the?
I really want to move Riley up. I mean, he's a former champ, and
I
don't think he's that good of a competitor anymore.
I mean, at least he should be over Silvestrini. Silvestrini is 0-2.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That's all this is accumulating in a legacy ranking.
I think there's a lot to take in for his overall records and accomplishments, yes, but I think right now the way Rachel's playing and the way Mark is playing in singles, Rachel wins in that match if it's between those two.
It's two different. It's
quite
two different
possibly.
leagues.
That's the thing. We're trying to look at the bigger picture versus what's
Listen, guys.
Right now.
Pencil. I'm tiniest little hole right now, sir. We've got a lot phrasing. We've got a whole history, and there's a lot more for Mark Riley on it. But I'm looking more so at this season specifically. And
okay, yeah, that's fair. If it's this season specifically, then yeah, I'll put Silvestrini over Riley.
Yeah, Silvestrini is losing up. Is the term that Steven said in the interviews. I think is working on that one.
Just based on her recent match with Roca, I could see her beating Riley in a match right now. So yeah.
I would
mean, and that kills me to say it, but I do agree.
Right.
Like, considering I actually call him a friend.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mark, listen, I love Mark Riley. He's great as a person, but his singles performances have not been solid recently, and that's just what I hate to say. But Mark recently...
Mike in A. Robert is killing me right now with the comments.
Yeah, Robert Parker.
I say, yeah, Doug, I'm sorry, man. I love you, but you are definitely on drugs.
Hey, we'll get
baby.
Guys, no
look at my hair.
So is this all rounded out for A tier? Does this look right? McWeeny over... I would agree with McWeeny over Stacy, especially with Manager Bowl recently.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that there's an S tier player who should be above Bateman in the A tier, but we'll get there.
We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. All right, so we'll agree. This is the closest we're going to agree to on A tier. Then, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's get spicy. Is Mike still in A tier? Yes or no?
No, right. He's definitely in A tier. He is so in A tier. So not even funny.
I'll put him in A.
So here's where we're at.
He's either the last one in S or the first one in A.
He's the first one in A.
Do we want to knock him down?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll concede. I'll put him in A.
Let's knock him down a peg, everybody. You heard it here first. Mike Kalinowski is just A tier. But otherwise, I don't know. I think this actually looks pretty solid.
Snyder needs to be behind.
Snyder behind Roca.
Roca.
Yeah.
Really?
Snyder?
Yeah.
He's super inconsistent. Super inconsistent.
Yeah.
I would actually put Dan above Oyama.
No.
I mean, Dan
I gotta see him play again.
More and has defended it a lot more.
Fair enough.
So here's the thing: I have to see them play again.
Yeah,
it has to be a play again.
For Oyama to be ahead of Dan, yes.
Right.
Right now, I consider them. Right now, I love Dan, and I think Dan knowledge is unmatched by most people. I think Paul knows how to play the game really well.
So, real quick, no comprehensive valid point though. Snyder at the bottom of A tier in comparison to how he played against Ben and Mike. Fair argument.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
did have a title shot recently, and he did almost beat Oyama.
Listen, Nerd Chronic, I'm in your corner. I said he's the day.
I'm going to keep Snyder where he is for right now, Nerd Chronic, only because he did come really close on that Oyama match. And if Oyama is this far up, even consistency issues aside, Snyder's playing really good this season. So I'll keep him. He's definitely towards the end of bottom tier. But
I need to see a few more defenses from Oyama to put him above Dan, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, so we're 3 on that. Albert, Doman, do we agree with that sentiment or do we disagree?
Well, Robert Parker, I guess our agreement finally ends because, look, I'll put it this way. If Paul defends at Spectacular, then officially I will put him above Dan Merle. We need that second defense to prove.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Dan is still the GOAT.
And here's a hot note that I feel like I've been like one of the few people who's caught in Oyama's matches is that Oyama in the past like 3 to 4 matches has been in the losing position by the 5-pointers every single time, and his opponents miss it, and that's how he's won about the last 3 of his matches, if we go back on that one.
Pretty much.
It is one of those ones where I think it's come closer. Oyama, and this is no disrespect to him. This is the champ, folks.
Yeah.
But for consistency's sake, always being there doing that, it's kind of hard not to put Dan Morrell here. Otherwise, I think S tier actually looks pretty solid. Bibbs, this is just by a razor thin margin. This is where it gets. But Bibbs this season.
Actually, okay. I'm a fucking idiot, but I'm for some reason just because I'm squinting and I can barely see it. Why am I blanking on who the 4th square is?
Irwin.
Irwin.
Oh,
Irwin.
Yeah. Okay. So then, yeah. Bibiani over Irwin. Good.
Yep. All right, guys. Is that our singles division? After much teeth pulling and appropriate.
That was tough.
Right in the middle of all the.
But listen, guys, we just completed a really tough crossover episode. We got one more part left, but we're doing it, guys. We're doing it.
This crossover will never happen again after this. This is only for the best.
Don't worry. Next time I'll host it over on D2A, and we can all, make sure we have real fun then.
Yeah, we'll see how.
Well, here's the thing. Not to make a shameless plug, but we're about to hit 1,000 subscribers on Cinefanatics.
Hey,
so I would say we could host it, and then we could accept super chat at that time, and therefore, if we're doing a charity stream, super chats can all go to the charity.
I agree. I like any of those questions and all of that. I'm totally in for that. Hashtag fuck cancer. Hashtag let's party. So, guys, everybody tuning in at home, this is our singles tier division. Take a screenshot, argue with us, tell if you're right or if we're right or wrong. Some of them are probably a little bit wrong, but I'm not going to get into that. So we're gonna in between this because I like keeping it spicy. You don't want to have too much tier division talk. We need to cool down after that. It's hot in here, fellas.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, take a quick fall back. Let's do some guided breathing exercises. Let's go. All right, now let's get back into it. So before we get into going to be my favorite one is the teams division tier list. I do want to break it up, do a quick small commercial break to remind everybody who's just tuning in. This is the Karen Volpe. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I may not be. I've never heard it aloud. This is a fundraiser. Sitting here, we came together. I brought all of us Smalldown reactors together. You can tell it's been a long night because my speech ability is going downhill. Here for a fundraiser. We're sitting here trying to bring awareness. Paul Preston's wife came out with stage 4 pancreatic cancer news, and the fundraiser came up, so we're here. Look at the description below. Make sure to click on that first link to donate, guys. Anything matters. It's all helpful. Let's do a quick check on seeing how that's doing right now.
Currently sitting at 28,534.
All right, so we've seen a $300 difference since the stream's been going on. I'm taking the credit for it, guys. All right, excellent work so far. Can I get name, man? Can I just say there's a whole lot of sexy in this video? I agree, Paul. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, there was.
So, I can't just pick. Wait, here. I can't just pick Albert's individually. So otherwise, I would just be a big Albert. But yeah, guys, click on the links below. We have a fundraiser link that goes directly to that, just a direct one. We also have another fundraiser. It's like merchandise for T-shirts. If you buy funds, will go also to the same thing. Let's get that. I want to hit 30,000. I know we only get a couple $100, so we've got one more tier thing. But we are 6 wild men with crazy opinions on Smalldown tier list, and we're coming together for your entertainment to make sure that we get that there. Let's get 30,000. I'm not going to feel bad if we don't. We've done excellent so far, everybody. Total props to the money we've raised at this point that I'm taking credit for this for one brief moment. That sounds bad. We're being entertaining still. If nothing else, before we get into the teams division, I know we were talking a little bit beforehand on like what segments we want to do in between the show because I do want to make this feel like it's not just one jarring tier list thing. And Doman had mentioned that he's like, we should talk a little bit about what brings us personally into Smalldown, why it matters to us, what matches really stuck out to us. And I think matches are usually what tends to bring us in. We saw our first match. We're like, what is this? What is this wacky, crazy thing? And we started to fall in love. I use the L word, guys. It's a big feeling here. But I guess, Doman, it was your idea, so I'll let you start, man. Tell us about what match was it that brought you in, why was it that brought you in, and keep it under 5 minutes because we are running hot.
Don't worry. I'll keep this real quick.
Appreciate it.
So the match that got me into the Schmodown was actually a doubleheader, but not a true doubleheader. I just watched 2 matches back to back, and of course, they were the very first Collider era matches, that being John Campea versus Dan Murrell, and then right afterwards, John Roca versus Scott Mance.
Ooh,
And like all I heard about was I was listening to the Schmoes No Show, and they were talking about this thing called the Schmodown. I'm like, what the fuck is the Schmodown? But so I missed the first week, but then the second week, like I said, Roca Mance comes out, and I heard about it on their Star Wars Rebels review for the end of season 2, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually really awesome. So I started following a little more. I was still watching the matches, but I wasn't like getting it. I wasn't falling in love with it until we get to the 2016 Ultimate Schmodown tournament. And dear God, I wish I had a blindfold right now, because my all-time favorite match to this day is still Roca versus Harloff, round 1 of the singles tournament. Dude, I'm sorry. Find me a better match that better encapsulates all things Schmodown. It has great smack talk. It had great, both performers did absolutely incredible in the match. And Freddie Prinze Jr. Can you go wrong? So, yeah.
That's a good one. Sorry, I was Brandon Hanna is just now joining us.
Brandon Hanna came in at a great time there.
Yeah, we weren't doing Inner Geekdom tier list on that one.
I'm done.
yeah.
For anybody
I
just
don't know where we're at yet.
and that's just Brandon Hanna. Brandon, welcome. Go ahead and check out the fundraiser for Karen Volpe. Obviously, this is our big culmination crossover episode where we're trying to sit here and do awareness for that. I'm not going to break it all down for you, Hannah. You know what this is. So, we've gone through 2 tier lists so far. We're about to go into the team's tier list, but currently we are just talking about why do we love Schmodown? What match was it that brought us into it? And because I'm already talking, I'm going to take the torch right now and pass it along with it. So, for me, I had no idea what the Schmodown was. I didn't watch any Schmo stuff before then. I might have heard it from a thing. I actually came over from the ETC channel whenever it was Elliot and oh boy, I'm going to forget his name because he's not in Wild Berries. He's a manager. Ricky, thank you. Ricky Hayberg. So I was a big fan of Ricky and Elliot's stuff, and then they had started talking about how they were bracket busting in the Schmodown matches whenever they came in. I think it was like season 2, when they came in. They bracket busted against Alicia Malone, and I forget the other competitor.
Scott Mance.
Profiles with Manson.
Profiles, yes.
Yeah.
So came in. That was the first match I ever watched a Schmodown, and what a time to watch. I was just like, what in the world is this? And I looked at it and I was just like, well, I think it's super cool that, I get the concept. We get people from other YouTube shows in to do this movie trivia thing. And I thought it was super interesting. And then I started to catch on to the wrestling elements on it. I'm a big wrestling guy growing up. I've been kind of tuning out in my later adult years with it. But growing up with it, I was like, what is this super familiar stuff that I know and love? And the kayfabe aspects come in. And I started to really get the idea. I loved it. And it took off from there. I fell in love with Clark Wolf after that, and then of course into the Action Guys, and it just kind of kept going on from there. But yeah, 100%. The ETC guys of all things is the ones who brought me in here. # Wild Berries.
Wild Bears.
Wild Berries.
Wild Bears.
Wild Bears. Of all things, ETC brought me in. Wild Berries. All right, everybody on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wild Berries.
Wild Berries for charity. That's a hashtag you can put in the chat, everybody. Doug, tell us about what brought you into Schmodown, man. What's the match for you?
Dylan, there's a reason I like you so much, because we were brought in on the same match. I was brought in from the Machinima guys. I loved the Machinima property. It's just like how I love SourceFed Nerd and stuff like that before I knew anything. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll check it out. I like movie trivia and stuff like that, so I'll check it out. And my hair's doing the wild things. But no, I loved it. And I actually saw the bracket break. And the rivalry that happened between Scott Mance and Ricky Haber was magical. Guys, magical when it happened. I think that kind of drove me in right away. I watched every week when it was there. I kind of got upset because it was like a 6-month hiatus while we were waiting for season 3 to start. And it was like brutal because I was like, where's the championship match? I fell in love with the show right away. It's something that you fall in love with the personalities. Movie trivia is one thing, but you fall in love with the personalities, and it was like just easy for me to just fall in with the Crow. So
Just like how you fell in love with It Chapter 2.
yeah, it tattoo. Boom.
Wow.
Chris, Robert, I'm sure it's the same match for you guys because you're brothers, so it must be that. No, Robert.
Actually, no. I was the one who discovered the Schmodown first, and I can't remember for the life of me what the first match I watched was. But when I started watching it, I just watched it for the movie trivia competition part of it, not really the storyline. And then I showed it to my brother. He started getting into it on his own, and he started watching it for the storyline. And my cat is now behind me.
Hey!
So I'm pretty sure, like,
we want the 26 views immediately. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
You stick a cat in the video, and everyone starts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I showed him the video, and yeah,
So
It's awesome.
Karen, I want to read your comment out loud because you're the most important person on this podcast right now. Sorry to interrupt. You guys will get back. Okay. You guys are the best. Thank you for using this platform for power taking myself. Let's show prehistoric bitch how we doing things downtown. Amen, sister.
Amen. Hashtag
I still read that as prehistoric.
That's the perfect way to put it.
Absolutely, Karen. I couldn't be happier to have you pop into our comments. We'd have you on the show if we could, but that's a lot of chaos. You don't want to be on this. It's sweaty in here right now. It's a lot of sugar. But 100%, man. All the best wishes in the world for you. This is all for you. The donation link's at the bottom. So you just get to hang tight. We salute you. Hang tight and enjoy the entertainment. I interrupted the Roberts for that, and I hope you guys understand. Carry on.
Yeah. I showed my brother Schmodown. He started watching on his own, and he started watching it for the storylines. And then he brought it back to me saying, hey, you need to watch the storylines. And then I did.
So the big piece is that at that point, I'd already been watching like Honest Trailers and Screen Junkies and all that. So I was familiar with who Dan Murrell was at that point.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first matches you showed me was a match that Dan Murrell was playing. So I think that's what got me hooked in that, is just name recognition. And then on top of that, yeah, I watched him on my own, got caught up in the whole storyline aspect. I was like, dude, you need to watch the whole thing. The whole thing is good.
I want to say, I think one of the first matches I showed you, if not the first one, I think was a Murrell versus Roca, possibly.
Probably.
Just because I knew that was going to be a good match to show, just because of how, not knowing who they were essentially, except for like knowing Dan Murrell was associated with Screen Junkies at the time, because I also watched Honest Trailers.
Yeah. I think that's a hot video to do for if you're in it for the trivia, Roca and Murrell. That's a good one to bring you in.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as that, like just loving movies and everything, and then just finding something of a sport to draw out of, like competition to draw out of a love of movies, like Schmodown's got everything that you want right there.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to plug Brandon Hanna's comment because he says it very well on this one. And he's better with words than I am right now because I've been talking for an hour and a half straight. But yes. Karen, we love you. Schmodown family, we're all here with you. All the support, all the love. Wishing the best for you. Albert, last but not least, tell us about Schmodown, buddy. What brought you in?
Okay, so my first ever Schmodown match was in the first Spectacular, and I, as many other fans at the first time seeing, you just skip through everything and just see through the match because you're like, oh, what's this about? So yeah, that was me. It was I skipped through the first match and I just went to Dan Murrell versus Mark Ellis, because those are the personalities I know from movie fights, because I follow movie fights a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh wow, okay, this is quite funny. Mark Ellis wearing a Santa costume. Okay, this is quite entertaining. And then, but I don't really have much thought of it, and that was like at the end of the season, so I have nothing to watch afterwards. So I saw a bunch of older matches. I'm like, okay, this is fun. 6 Degrees, they're nice, blah blah blah. And then I remember, I feel like the first match which I really was invested and was upset with the outcome was just like what Robert and Chris said. It was the Roca versus Murrell, because of course Murrell lost, and I'm like, oh man, how is this possible? How did Dan Murrell lost? So I was like visibly upset, and I just started getting invested since then. I remember one of the first time possibly where I don't know if this is overreact or what, but I remember this because it was the first free for all, and it took place. It was aired during my birthday, and I was just watching it. And I was with my mom in the car, and I was like watching the free for all in the car. And then of course the Mark and Draco moment happened, and I screamed in the car. And my mom's like, my mom was like, "What the heck are you doing?" So that was like, yeah, that was.
Are you talking about XX5XX?
Yeah, I was like, that was crazy. I'm like, what just happened?
That was the second free for all.
No.
That was the first.
That was the very first. Because I very vividly remember when I shot the reaction video for that with Kearns, Case, and Jacob. That fucking moment.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Oh god.
And I very vividly remember that first time I met Christian on Skype. That was one of the first things that he looked for, and he found that moment, and he just about died laughing at us just losing our shit over XX5XX.
Yeah, that's
the best moment in the showdown.
God.
Still one of the best moments of the Schmodown.
agree. It's the second best in the Schmodown. We already know what I'm going to say is the best, but all right, so
Just for Draco's reaction where he just turned around and goes,
get that 5 out of here, guys.
that was hilarious.
What? I was doing
I love
XX5XX. Jesus,
Guys, I know.
so overreactive.
Oh wait, I can move Albert up. Hold on one sec. Dang it! Albert, how'd you get back there?
What is going on?
It's the story of a lovely lady.
All right, lady in red. Guys, we're running long. All right.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, wonderful moments,
It's
guys.
almost 1 o'clock here, guys. It's no big
Yeah,
deal.
I know. Don't worry, we only have the most intense tier list to talk about in this whole time. For clarity, we're a full on stamina, guys. If I know anything about podcasting, you can check out our full review or my full reaction to Collider Collision. It's stamina. We're doing it as long as we need to for a great cause. Before I go ahead and go into the tier list and everything like that, firstly, I love the Schmodown, guys. I love it so much. Let's see where we're at on donation funds.
We are currently sitting at
28,534.
Yep, still 20,
All
25,
right,
34. Come on.
we need to get those juices back up, guys. And I know
Hot
one.
takes.
Let's do that.
Hot takes.
Hot takes, hot cakes.
Hot take.
Hot takes.
Looking at you, Skywalker. No. So
I would say, look, my cat decided to join for this purpose, so
that's fair. That's fair. Well, we can dig that. All right.
even
So
though you can't see her anymore.
these two pictures are not ideal, but I know what they are, so I'll spit them out to you as we need them. But this one, loose cannons, guys. Let's get right into it. A, B, C. Oh, sorry. Let me fix this. You guys are gonna get on me for it. I already know. All right, I got you. A and B. Okay, there.
Cool.
Double A list.
Hey,
So, A tier.
Ooh.
they remember they've only had one match together.
And they've won it.
They've won it, and
Good.
yes, having the singles champion on your team helps you a hell of a lot. But
Oh, sorry.
they're still unproven.
I was about to say, I think you're on Crimson Fury.
Yeah, I was on Crimson Fury. Loose cannons, where are you at? Oh, their picture is terrible, but yeah, we'll put them at A. Don't worry about it. I know that's them, but yeah, having Oyama on the team, I automatically slap them at A. I think they're gonna be competing at A tier no matter what their matchup is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair. Double toasted B.
B.
Easy.
Sorry to my fellow Austinites, but
Yeah. Evil Geniuses is a little TBD right now. If you've watched the Schmodown, you know.
Yeah. So
All right, you guys.
Where Andrico goes.
Yeah, that's fair. You go in the Andrico bench pull for right now. What are you gonna do, guys? The family fight me.
B.
Fight me.
I'm honestly gonna say S.
Low
S, but
I'm
S
being,
nonetheless.
I'm being honest too. I'd probably give them a low S.
Yeah.
I think they're super solid. They came in with a just beastly showing.
I think that they're fighting. Sure, I'll give you guys that they've been fighting softball so far.
Who've their
But
opponents again?
the last one.
Well, I know the last one. No, who their other opponents been?
Uh,
I can't remember. I know
Okay.
only stupid answers, and then who else?
everyone forgets.
6.
Well, I know
Look,
one
this
for
is why.
certain.
This is why when Schmodown trivia becomes a true thing, none of us are going to be good at it.
I just totally derailed the entire show. So sorry.
Inky in the
family-
Brain, Only Stupid Answers, Bateman and
1.5.
Dagnino, and
That's it. They're 3-0.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
put them at S tier though. They haven't really faced any like hard competition yet.
Hey.
I'm sorry, but
well, I mean, technically not wrong, but
You knew these jokes were going to come in. I mean,
I'd say put them at high A for right now.
the
What about-
family?
Put the family at high A right now.
Yeah.
Just because of who they faced.
Mhm.
Once they face a more, I would say, more seasoned team, we can see where they land.
Nice word choice.
yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm trying not to be hot
Yeah.
right now.
I'll
Yeah,
meet you halfway on that. That sure, they've really got to play the higher level competition. They're going to walk away with the belts, or at least the tournament by the end of this one.
Yeah,
According to my bracket. So
I would say at least let's see how the team's tournament goes, and if they get to a chance to play who's the boss and beat who's the boss, then I would start putting them up there.
yeah, at least
on that
for
one.
now. For now, I would also say A because they beat two teams in which their roster currently doesn't exist anymore, like incarnation of a roster. So,
Yeah.
in Only Stupid Answers and Dagnino, Bateman. So,
Because I'm pretty sure Only Stupid Answers 1.5 is not going to happen again.
No.
Something tells me this.
Because Robert, we want you to have a good teammate.
He's right here above Albert's head.
He is.
Hi.
All right, getting back on. Sorry, I'm multitasking on this one.
Sorry.
Family Fathers. I'm gonna put them straight A tier, guys.
A.
A.
It kills me to say, but A.
No,
Hey,
Yeah.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
And teams, S tier is a lot more loaded than we give it credit for.
A.
Like A tier is fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Inky in the Brain.
B.
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 As
B.
much as I love Rachel, her team partner drags
I
her
was
down.
about to say,
Devon.
I hate saying this, but as
Devon.
long as Devon is Rachel's partner, they'll never be higher than a B team.
I think-
And here's the thing: I want them to prove me wrong.
I think
There's
Rachel
nothing
could, but
happening
Devon has a lot to prove still.
I
Yeah.
think that's the problem. I think Devon is the weak link in the team, and as long as he doesn't, show any effort to actually know the game, because he's shown during the game he doesn't know the game, and that's the reason why they're going to stay B until they figure it out.
Right. Kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny. Yeah. Kind of funny.
B.
B.
Yeah. B tier. Corruption.
S.
Yes.
S.
Looney Bin. S.
I would give them. I would give them a low
I would give him a low A.
Okay.
low A.
I think
Yeah.
Well, Looney Bin's
Because-
only had one match, though.
They're
If
all-
Tom
they're-
continues to perform,
All right,
on
fair
that
enough.
level,
Fair enough. Then put him in the highest possible B spot.
Yeah,
But
I'll
yeah.
go with that.
I would say that the performance on their one match has been easily an A tier performance. They almost took a champion level player and Zipper, who is not a slouch by any means, to like the wire. So Looney Bin, I don't know. I really almost want to put him to the bottom of A bin, but we'll get to them.
S tier, and then
It's the issue that they got put up against an incredibly strong team with that one, and it's all that. But there's still more to be seen. There's still more to be seen on that one. So
this next one's gonna be interesting.
wait for the party.
We've got it.
This kills me.
Here.
This absolutely kills me. But B.
Mhm.
This is an entire panel made up of reactors.
Uh,
We're about to judge the godfathers of all of us, pretty
I would
much.
agree. But
I mean, let's look at performance wise. They're a B at best.
Yeah.
I think they're a solid B. Like they lost if we put once we get A all figured out, and if they beat a team in A, I think they can earn their way up to like the A tier. But I think they've lost to every team that I imagine is going to go into A, which keeps them just locked out into B.
Especially because critically acclaimed no longer exists.
Right. So,
Right.
And they were just beaten by the Wild.
right. And critically acclaimed was not the critically acclaimed that was playing Shire Wolves at that time either. So, movie guys is B.
B.
Yep.
Yeah.
Odd Couple.
A or S.
I put them
I
S.
could put them
S.
in S.
They held the belts. They're capable of holding the belts again. They're S.
And if you think about Snyder is an S tier team competitor.
Right, and I would put Andreyko as an S tier, like both S tier singles competitors, and I think that again is that consistency on Snyder. But Snyder is also debatably the best team player of all time. So, yeah, we'll leave him at S. I don't feel bad about that. Only stupid answers. B tier.
Go ahead.
Yeah, by all
maybe-
means.
1.5 and B also.
This is the non-reactor iteration, Robert. Sorry, I feel honestly the reactor iteration a little bit higher, but
Yeah.
Y'all are just trying to placate me. That's fine. I'm okay with it. Here's the thing. What they're going up against? What? Who's the boss?
Oh, Odd Couple.
Odd Couple.
Couple.
Yeah.
So we haven't done. My brother and I haven't done our official team bracket yet, but I'm pretty sure we've got Odd Couple going to win that. But we're gonna be rooting the hell out of only stupid answers. I guarantee.
Yeah, no investment there at all, right?
As
Yeah.
a force-fed nerd fan, they are a team B at best.
Right. A couple of these ones move pretty quickly. Scream Queen's strong B tier.
Very
Yeah.
strong B.
Self-Righteous Brothers.
They're an unproven B team. Even
Yeah.
though their one match they fought,
I would agree.
31 points is nothing to sneeze at.
I think, and right now I have Looney Bin beating them in the tournament. If Looney Bin doesn't get into A tier with their loss, then I don't think Self-Righteous Brothers does either.
Yeah.
Damn.
Shazam. What they got? They got
That's an S. That's an S.
They're an A team. They don't.
For
have-
now, A.
For
Team
now,
A.
I'll take for now they're a team A. But
They're in A tier for sure.
They're the highest of A.
I'm very, very biased with that team. I'm not holding that. Listen, guys.
I'm
I
very
know,
close with Doug on this one. That they're gonna hold belts at some point. If
Yeah.
not this.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely will at one point. If they stay together, they will definitely hold belts.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Paddington 2.
A team
Low
that could
A.
be an A. They
Low
could be
A.
but I think they're B.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna go low A. I think that they are strong. Like
Here's the
they're
thing: their losses come against great teams.
yeah, their losses are against great teams. They do good performance.
That's fair.
The trivia is great. Their
Their gameplay is not great.
their gameplay has room to improve. I think that's definitely what locks them down. But their knowledge is good enough to put them in A tier. I think.
They have so much potential. So much potential.
Yeah, I would agree. That's a team if they actually contributed and did the full time energy to it. I think they could work their way into the S tier with knowledge. Time Machine.
High A.
High.
Yeah.
They don't have enough gameplay to justify being an S.
Yeah, I think
No.
it's clearly there for S, but definitely still needs to get there.
This tournament could change that.
Listen, if Shazam can't be an S, Time Machine can't be an S.
A lot of these new super teams, it's not that they don't have the potential to be an S, easy enough, but it is one of the things where they have to prove themselves in it.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Now, this next team is an S. It's an S from
If the ranking
They're the
was
lowest
completely based
possible
off of
B.
entertainment.
Hold up. Who just got a perfect round? Who just did?
Dewberry.
Right.
Yeah, but Robert
I'm
Montano
not
was
saying
also
it's
had
not
perfect
true.
rounds.
Yeah, exactly. Robert Montano had like
Yeah.
2.
Listen, I'm just
Yeah,
playing. They're a B. I'm just playing.
I love them, but I never thought I'd see the day when the Wallberries got to 30 points.
Yeah.
Right.
That was kind of impressive.
right.
Ugh.
B tier still.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give all the credit for. Listen, I know Elliot's a strong player, a lot stronger than they give him credit for, and it's definitely called a Dewberry now. Perfect rounds.
Ugh.
We'll see how far they move up after they beat the family.
Yeah. Which isn't happening. So,
Listen, if that happens, that is the greatest upset of any match that will go down in history. I'm just saying.
That's where Drew McQueenie would break off with the family, right? Because he gets
Oh yeah,
mad.
he'd just be like, fuck this, I'm out.
Hold up, let me call Sam Levine real quick. Sam, we need to come back. We need to come back, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see how Drew feels after he wins the belts with Andrew. But who's the boss? S tier.
S.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
At the very least, they're
I'd say at the very least, lowest possible S.
Low S, but
right.
they're good.
Yeah,
They won the tournament last year. They've gone this close times.
Oh my God, Garth.
Garth's comment.
Garth, the guy will throw the keg across the room. You know, if Andrew Guy is capable of picking up an entire beer keg, I want to see that. And therefore, a chair to his back shouldn't have done jack to him.
Fair enough.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think if we're ranking, so we have Crimson Fury left, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Crimson Fury.
I'd give him an A. If we're ranking Paddington 2 up an A,
Low A, but yes.
Proven. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Tim is good. Stacy's been showing a lot of really good improvement lately. Yeah.
Stacy works well in teams.
And who knows what this team is now.
Right. This one still has a lot to prove in the tournament as well. And I think that's where a lot of the A tier stands, is that other than Founding Fathers, you guys know how you've been performing. That at the end of the day, that a lot of these are just like, they're all potential champions. And this is where it starts getting so wild in the teams league, because A tier, so many of these teams are interchangeable with S tier, I think. Like, Family considering these teams, I think they could win. Time Machine could steal it. Loose Cannons could steal it. Shazam could steal it. I think that definitely goes all the way on that one, man.
But as far as this next team, they're not even evil geniuses anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
That's why we unfortunately can't really count them.
Yeah, at this point, it's a 0-0 team. I'm just not going to get into that one.
So
I mean, I don't even know if his partner's British accent is actually accurate or not.
Thank you for plugging that, guys. The living motto: Karen and I share and love what you love, hugely and unabashed. We are moved and impressed by your guys' reaction. Let's take a quick commercial break on the tier list before we get into that. And firstly, thank you guys so much for checking in on this fundraiser. We are doing it all for you. We have pulled a whole bunch of everybody in there for that one. 100%. I want to take a moment because I know Chad's been sitting here saying we should address it more, and I totally agree. 100%. This is all for you guys. We're going to take a quick commercial break on the teams division stuff and Schmodown stuff to sit on here while we have you guys in chat. Thank you guys so much for even checking in on this. I know this is for you. I don't want to feel like you guys are obliged to have to be contributing or anything like that. Hopefully, if anything, that you guys are just enjoying the show and that we're getting some profits put in there for you. If nothing else, we're doing the best we can to make sure we're getting awareness out there. Because
we actually have jumped up $100. Now it's at 28,634. So
that's what I'm talking about. So if you guys are here, I won't say that we can take credit, but I can say that since we've started this, we have gone up about $400 on the fundraiser. So I don't know if causation is correlation, but I do hope that is the case.
Okay, we need to bump the movie guys up to the A tier.
All right,
Paul. Listen. I will agree with that. With your sentiment there, if you take me as your teammate.
It's not time for plugs yet, Doman.
Yeah, we're not. This is for you. Remember who this is for. While they're in the chat, movie guys is S tier, unabashedly. That's fair. Yeah, 100%, guys. Again, anybody just tuning in, I think we've had a lot of the same consistent ones and things like that. But 100%, this is for Karen. This is for giving back so much from Paul and the whole Schmodown community, being able to give back to something that we love and care about, being able to use our powers for good instead of kayfabe and evil and awards and all of that stuff that we think really matters. This is what really matters.
Yes.
Being able to make this difference in somebody's life really matters. And I think that the fact that we've come together, that hopefully this has gained attention and hopefully money to the fundraiser to be able to support you guys in this time of need, that's what matters. And I know that if that's been something we've been scribbling along with, I'm just getting tired and drained at this point, and I'm hosting. But most importantly, I'm glad you guys are here. Hopefully you guys are entertained, and hopefully the movie guys stay right here for the meantime. Nobody else is going to fight me on this one, chat, while this is all going on. 100%. Wish the best luck for you guys. Salute. I could go on, but my ability to keep on talking is not easy. I have 5 other talented hosts. You can feel free to brag on Karen, Preston, and everybody with that.
Absolutely, we're a family, man. We gotta look out for each other. That's the plain how it is. We're a tight-knit community for this reason. We care about each other, regardless of K-Fed aside. Each of these panelists are amazing. I'm pointing up because we're in a line. It's beautiful. And I think each of them are amazing as well. Every person that's in this chat right now, you guys are doing phenomenal things. Anybody that's donated is a phenomenal person. Let's literally just say it. Fuck cancer. Seriously.
Fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer.
On a quick side note, Garth brings up an excellent point. Karen, I don't know how your last name is pronounced. If somebody wants to do a pronunciation thing into the comments, that would be super helpful. Because I'm just winging it on that one, and I'm not the right person for names. Yeah, more thoughts, guys. Sorry, I just had to put that question in there because that's a great point.
Yeah, no, and just like that's one of the great things about the Schmodown community is like it in many ways it's what opened up for all of us to get to know each other, to be able to do this in the first place. I mean, shit, I know for a fact that if I had not gotten involved with Take 3 about 3 years ago, I wouldn't be in YouTube. I wouldn't be doing D2A now. But now here we are, and now we get to hang out with just a bunch of people who I can call my friends. You know, that being you, Dylan, that'd be you, Chris and Robert, that'd be you, Albert. Doug, unfortunately, I've only mentioned the one time, but you know what? You seem like a really cool guy, and I would love to actually one day call you a true friend. You know, I just don't know you yet. For better, you know, for definitely for the worse, I'd say.
We're getting there, and we're getting there through a good cause. Not only is it Schmodown, I think Schmodown does so much to bring us strangers together, and I think
Exactly.
you're exactly right. That Schmodown doesn't exist. I don't have a YouTube face. I don't even get a chance to sit here and talk to the fans that are in here, to have an opinion that's mattered by anybody, to use this ability to sit there and do something truly good. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. Doug is great, says James. I agree. Doug's fantastic. Just isn't the best friends with Chris. But we're getting there, guys. Don't worry.
Give it time.
Yeah, give it time. Yeah, Albert, Roberts, of course, you guys feel free to have the stage for a quick moment while we take our quick breather.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like the whole thing is like, for me, it's what are you doing in life? What do you have access to, and are you using it to show love to other people? Because like this is the big thing. Like we're, you know, the group of us right here, others who are part of Call to Action, others who are part of Dedicated to Art, and Take 3 and all of our other channels here, all the other reactors as well. We all have we've all been given basically a blessing of being able to do stuff on YouTube, reach an audience, and you know, we have that access to be able to say things and do things with that audience. And this is just one of the great things that we get to do is like, sure, we get to talk about movies, we get to talk about Schmodown, but we also get to use these opportunities to, you know, raise awareness and really speak to some of the issues that really do matter. Like, you know, just this whole thing with cancer, you know, like it's terrible. And so we get an opportunity to like help raise money for somebody to beat cancer, you know. I think that's just a wonderful thing that we all get to do, and we're getting to do it together. And Schmodown brought us together, and that's kind of a unique thing too, in and of itself.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that. This community has been something really special. Like I've definitely talked to Doman earlier, and of course Dylan. And this is the first time for me meeting you, Chris, and Robert and Doug. But I can already tell you guys are just amazing human beings, and you guys are really accepting of everything. And like rollback. When I first started making the reactions, I don't know what to expect. I don't know if like the other reactors are gonna be like, oh shit, there's another reactor in town. What am I gonna do? But they're all really accepting. They like I talked to Robert Vanessa from Late to the Party. I talked to Taylor Robinson who used to do reactions, and they're just all really inclusive and the community. So you know, this family is just something really special. You know.
I like how like all the reactors. I don't think all of us as reactors, we don't get a chance to really say this. I know Bibiani mentioned this on his live stream he did a couple of days ago, but all of the reactors really are feeling like everyone brings something different and something special in their reactions. They all hit a different category, so to speak, as it were. Like, for example, call to action, you pretty much have everybody in the world in your pocket, in your corner here. And then you've got like dedicated art. You have dedicated art came from like the beginnings of what seems like all of the Schmodown and like the Facebook group and stuff. You've got a lot of people just in that group that are dedicated to it. Albert, you're in a college dorm, right?
I'm in college. I'm currently in an apartment, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So I mean, you got like that grasp on like just a single person reacting, being able to come right off the top of your head type of thing. We're all familiar with Abby and how she does like basically recaps of it instead of just straight reactions. Everybody has like their own different angle. It's amazing that one show is able to give that many different kinds of variations to just how a person watches it, how a person reacts to it, how a person enjoys it. And yeah, thank you for making me bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's amazing what was given to us, and I think there's still room for even more. I like there's things I think both me and my brother have thought of.
I'm right here.
Yes, both me and him have thought of. Yeah, back to the Scarecrow and Wizard of Oz. Both me and him have thought of like there's stuff that reactors have not done yet. That there's plenty of room for even more. And it would be amazing to see who takes up the next mantle of reactors.
I think it'll be an interesting thing to see people like Abby creeping into the scene and really making that splash, and a couple of the others kind of rising in. I'm neglecting JTH in here, and he's been around for longer than some of us are completely under the radar. Shout out to JTH, we appreciate you. But yeah, it is very much one of those things where it's amazing. You come in and you get a buffet. Like I look across literally all of these faces on this thing right here, and I know exactly what flavor I'm getting from each of it, and it's different from everyone's. Try not to make that too sexual, guys. I'm sorry. It's
all vanilla with different toppings, guys. It's all vanilla with different toppings.
You know, we keep our channel like pretty much rated G, PG, maybe every once in a while PG-13. It's nice to come over here and get a little.
Right. But yeah, absolutely. It is one of those things where it's magic for us to come together. And
I just love my brother's face on this. Like, why?
In case you can't tell, we are getting slap happy in our 2-hour gauntlet for this fundraiser thing. I got a pronunciation thing from Paul earlier on, and I believe it is Volpe or Volpe. One consecutive word, I'm sure is probably the right way. If I've got that totally wrong, that's fine. Put me on blast in the chat. I earn it. Put that blast on there. But we'll start to wrap back into the things because I know that I don't want to stretch this for too terribly long. I know this is bedtime for some people, even if it is a Friday night. We are trying to keep this lively.
I'm old. I have my bedtime.
Right past the bedtime and stuff. I understand, and I'm dragging 5 other people's schedules outside my own with that. But again, I want to take this moment to sit here, take a break from the Schmodown stuff. The Schmodown here is just the icing on the wonderful cake, the foundation of which is making sure we're doing something for a good cause, making sure that we're getting awareness and funds for Karen and Paul and all of them in that situation. Fuck cancer. Let's do something good. Let's Schmodown some more, guys.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get back into the grind. Let's organize this chart, and then let's go to bed.
Woo!
Or maybe don't go to bed. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your own life. You guys
I'm definitely going to bed.
I'm going to bed.
So as we go on into this part, let's organize B tier, guys. Wild Bears definitely need to be moved. Actually, I don't know.
You know, they need to be above Lace the Party, sadly.
Yeah.
Well, they just happened to beat Late to the Party in the one match. I think Late to the Party is still a stronger team knowledge-wise. Because, yes, granted, Dewberry did get a perfect round, but like we said, Robert Montano has had a perfect round before. and they've had a lot more experience and a lot more correct answers that weren't guesses than the Wild Berries. I mean, if this was just based off of like how well Makuga's ability to guess an answer is, yeah. But I would actually put Late to the Party higher than the Wild Berries.
I agree with that.
We all agree on that one.
Yeah.
Are we all being weird because we wanted the stream to be
And who's that at the front of B?
front of B tier? This is Looney.
Looney Bins.
I think.
Yeah, I hate to
Scream
say it.
Queen-
Looney Bin has more potential than Late to the Party at this moment in time.
Based off of one.
Based off their one very strong showing, I do think.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that very strong was mostly because of Tom.
Drew pulled her weight, man.
Drew pulled her weight. Like,
Drew definitely pulled her weight.
if at the very least she's playing as good as Zipper, and Zipper is not a slouch in the singles and teams divisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you-
So say,
you got-
Robert, don't go pick it on my. Don't go pick it on my. What's the word? Senpai. There we go. Don't go pick it on my senpai.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm a big fan of Video Drew too, but
we also got to keep in mind that Late to the Party isn't playing pretty much anymore this season, and
They're not going to really get room to show improvement on that, where Looney Bin's going to have, I think, a lot of room to show us. So I think that Looney Bin Self-Righteous match is going to be pretty crazy.
I think
Yeah.
I'm still mad at Christian for putting that match together.
Yeah, I love it for the character's sake on it, and I'm telling you guys right now, Looney Bin's going to be in A tier in no time.
Yeah.
In no time at all. Arguably, they're in S tier as well. That's where James. I know I'm trying to keep it tame, buddy. I know. I'm doing what I can.
who's after the Wild Berries? Is that Self-Righteous
That
Brothers?
is Self-Righteous Brothers. I would say just for the knowledge alone, again, you gotta put them above Wild Berries.
Yeah,
Not to mention, I don't want to like disrespect anyone who's sitting there petting a lament configuration. Any of y'all that are familiar with Hellraiser, that's just creepy as all get out.
yeah. It's one of those
Creepy
ones,
or awesome? That's the real question.
right?
Both.
I made the joke whenever I saw that the Looney Bins and Self-Righteous Brothers match was announced. I'm like, I don't want any of these competitors near a school ever. Like, that was my joke going in with that. I was just like, yeah, I love the characters of the big two. I think it's going to be awesome to see how they play out.
So
People,
the cool guy just pointed out Self-Righteous Brothers above Late to the Party.
I want to say my
I
gut
would
feels
say yes.
for their knowledge, but by accomplishments, I think Late to the Party has shown and done more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
Right now.
Right now.
give it like 2 more matches into their match, and I wouldn't mind switching if Self-Righteous takes that. But yeah, right now, Late to the Party's done more, and I think they've been on the downside for the season, but they've proven themselves more than Self-Righteous Brothers.
and not that it really matters all that much for this one, but Whitney was part of Critically Acclaimed.
Right.
Yeah, fair.
Whitney's very high, very low this season, though. It's high on the critically acclaimed side and then low on everything else. He's on the decline. For most
I
of
would.
it.
Oh,
I
don't
would put the
remind me.
Scream above Wild Berries.
What's that?
I would put the Scream Queens above Wild Berries.
Ooh. I want to do it for Rachel, or not for, no.
For Hallie.
for Haley.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
Yeah. And this is nothing against Kaylin at all, but I really want to see Haley line up with another partner just to see how that one plays out, because I think Haley is great.
I think Haley would.
You know what? Okay, I think this would be a legitimately great team up. Haley and Silvestrini.
I would love that.
Oh, that would be good.
Thank you.
I love that.
That'd be a good team.
That would be a good team. That
Yeah.
would literally be a good team.
Oh, I think that'd be a dangerous team for sure. They would be. I'd automatically put that team in A tier without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
I actually. I would put Self-Righteous Brothers. No. Yeah.
No.
No, Self-Righteous Brothers, I think on paper, they just, again, them not having matches is to their favor in the match against Scream Queens, because Scream Queens has been on like a 2-3 game loss, where Self-Righteous Brothers has the potential to still work their way into A team pretty easily.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the truth for Scream Queens. So I think just because they haven't had the matches, that it actually helps them in this case.
Who's behind Inky and the Brain?
Kind of
Kind of funny. Nick Scarpino, and I forget the other guy's name right now.
Greg Miller.
Great.
Miller, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think B's fine where it's at right now.
Yeah. B looks pretty solid. We have like the comedy teams and stuff like that. I think B. The thing is, like Brandon Hanna mentioned earlier, he's like, I could see easily teams having like a C tier with this one, where it's like the top 2 or 3 in B and top like the rest in C's. But some of these teams are like, I don't want to say softball teams, but I'm going to say softball teams.
I almost actually would move only stupid answers up, maybe 1 or 2.
Personally, I
They
don't
have,
think
they
I
have
would.
about 20
Yeah.
matches.
Yeah, they have actually have some really good performances on that one. I'll give you that. I'll say that's fair.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would say the top half of B tier could probably be just B tier, and the second half could be C tier. But I don't want to add another one in it. Cam?
Yeah.
I don't want to get that far. Whatever. I broke it. That's what I get, guys.
Oh no!
Welcome to live, everybody.
Well,
Hold on just 1 second. I think I can fix this. Entertain them, guys. Keep talking. Dance monkeys.
Wait, I missed all the only stupid answers discussion.
I moved them. I moved them up for you.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding. It wasn't for you. I moved them up because they were better than where we put them.
Yeah. Yeah, we moved them up and then the thing broke, so.
Maybe they were supposed to stay at the very bottom.
You know, that's probably true.
They're chronic, buddy, if that ain't the truth. Here, let me do this.
Hey, you know what? Then here, so since we're still going,
Yeah, I can fix this.
all right. If you can fix this, then do what you gotta do. But here,
Chris, we got to keep dancing. We're hypnotizing them. Dancing.
let's get real here for just a moment here, in honor of why we're here tonight. Does just do around a show of hands all around, and you guys, shout out in the chat as well. Have any of you lost a relative or a friend to cancer?
Raising hands. I don't know if we're supposed to be raising hands. I'm clicking right now, but I'll assume.
Yeah. Yes. Fair enough. And I myself actually have lost 2 grandparents. My grandmother on my mom's side to ovarian cancer back in 2011, and I lost my grandfather on my dad's side to prostate cancer in 2015. And I'll just say this, that it freaking sucks. And it sucks when you feel so powerless that you don't even know how you're supposed to help, how you're supposed to cope. You don't know how you're supposed to, feel. Even when it's not you, even if it's just someone that you're close to, it's impossible just to wrap your head around that. And I totally forgot. I just found out that my uncle got diagnosed about a month ago with lung cancer, already in stage 4. So I guess I gotta say, Dylan, actually, thank you for inviting me on this chat to tell cancer, hey, fuck you,
Go fuck yourself.
you,
Mhm.
you horrible fucking thing.
Mhm.
You shouldn't exist.
Praise for doing it on that one.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Jake.
that.
Appreciate you.
Hey, prayers for everybody going around on it. I think I've kind of fixed it. We're back.
All right, awesome.
All right, does this look kind of right if we added another tier?
Yes,
That-
yeah, that looks right.
Yeah.
That's right there.
There you go.
That. Okay. Yeah, okay. B and C looks good, right?
Mhm.
Yep. And also, thank you, Dylan, for sharing on that, man. It's never hard to sit there and talk about that stuff, and we've all been touched by it in some way or another. I didn't want to have that jarring thing with it.
Damn right, Karen. Cancer can fucking suck it.
Amen. We love you on here, Karen. Karen Volpe. Hopefully that's the right pronunciation. I think I nailed it that one time.
Woohoo!
Karen, who do you think's on top? Do you have S tier on top? Do we have Paul Preston? Do you have him on top? Is that a totally biased opinion of yours? Keep us interested in the chat, guys. All right. So
Madison tier needs to go down to C.
I know. C tier is good. A tier. Let's get into it, guys. Actually, That's hard. Let's work away from the back.
Yeah, let's go from the back.
Mhm.
So, I'd say for knowledge and for experience, Paddington 2 should be above Crimson Fury because actually has been in a title match as Rotten Tomatoes or MODOK, rather. Sorry.
All right.
Actually, I'm not even mad at how that's set up now.
Yeah, I think that.
Who's that one?
Which one?
That
This one?
yeah.
Loose cannons right there.
Loose cannons.
Loose Cannons is right there.
I really like the top.
Okay. Above the Founding Fathers, I can't agree with that. Just
Yeah, no,
because
it's
they've
'cause of
literally
this-
only
yeah.
had one match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've literally only had one match.
No,
So-
wait, who had a better showing?
No, because
No,
on
I think Founding Fathers nice at 3. I think Founding Fathers should stay at 3.
Wait,
So-
who is that?
Well, again, someone
Alright.
question me: has Time Machine had more than one match?
yeah, they just
No.
no bias aside, I appreciate the honest criticisms on that one.
Yeah, no, sorry. I can't get behind that either, unfortunately, because
All right, so just to be clear,
Uh,
family, time machine, loose cannons. So I can
Founding
see
Fathers should be at the front of all of those.
they should be number
They are
2.
the
I'd
number
say.
1 contender. They're going to face for the title shot right now.
Yeah.
but they're there because of the title shot.
They're because
Mhm.
of Dan's title shot. I'm saying the family should be in front of Founding
Founding
Fathers.
Fathers.
Founding Fathers
Yeah.
should be in front of Time Machine and Loose Cannons because
So-
both those teams have only had one match.
So here's the question. All 3 of the teams right there only had one match. Who had the best showing?
Between time machine, loose cannons, and Shazam,
I think honestly Shazam had the best showing out of all 3.
I'm inclined to say loose cannons. Actually,
I'm inclined to say Loose Cannons as well, just because of the competition they were up against.
right?
Same.
Because look, I'm sorry, but Scream Queens, we all knew they were going to put up. They were going to try, but they weren't going to put up a fight against Bibiani and the Kid.
Nobody.
Whereas
expected that.
Looney Bin almost beat Loose Cannons.
Right, and that's not because loose cannons played bad. That's because both teams were so good in that match. Yeah, I would say because it's tied between these 3, right? Like family or
Yeah.
time between loose cannons, and I think that they had the harder opponents that definitely displayed the best talent.
Who did Time Machine place here?
To be fair, Time Machine did go to sudden death against Paddington 2, so
Yeah, Paddington 2, which is again, I would say above them on that, and that's. But again, I always have to say the first team matches is that you always have to have that team fill themselves out. So I don't know. I kind of like it like this. I kind of like it just because of who they've played.
I just like how next month the Founding Fathers could easily be in S tier.
Yeah, literally. Here's the thing: this team, this team, this team, and this team, and I guess even Founding Fathers. All of these could be S tier literally by the time this next month's over.
probably.
And I think that's why the teams division is so crazy. Like all of these teams, even starting to get to the bottom of B teams, like even with Looney Bin or like any of these guys could possibly make a contention for a championship too. Like,
Yeah.
But so my argument is going back to the Founding Fathers is why are they not ranked higher than the family? Both of the Founding Fathers have held belts multiple times.
We're talking about specifically this team.
right.
Yeah.
They've lost to the same team twice.
They lost
And
the
the family, granted, you could say the family have all had cheap wins, and with all due respect, they have had cheap wins.
Agreed.
So, but they are undefeated.
And
right.
and to be fair, Dan hasn't held a team belt yet.
Right. Dan's
Yeah.
not held a belt. McWeeny has held a team belt before. And if we're splitting hairs, it's the difference between the record and that. Founding Fathers has had the chances with it because they've had more time too. Family hasn't for scheduling purposes.
Mhm.
But I think if you look at their records, just strictly looking at that the family has a better show on records and with that. The matches that they've won convincingly. The Founding Fathers have as well. But they're all the wins without the losses, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I
The Founding Fathers.
Yeah.
Also, Brandon, no, I'm not taking that back because all the family's matches were cheap because Burnett is a power hungry
Here we go.
person.
K-Feb is back in market.
No.
Family's S tier. You convinced me. That's kayfabe rolling back in on this 12-26. I'm going to give the family on that one, biased or not, because I do think that, again, it's just their wins and are a relative between the two of them, but they don't have the losses that the founding fathers have. They're 0-2.
Yeah, and that's and like I said, I'm agreeing with you. So
Right.
Yeah, no. Actually, I think S rank is pretty much spot on too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. I
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah.
huh?
Look at me planning
I'm
ahead.
I love how we kept saying this is gonna be a really tough one, but to be honest, no.
It isn't. So it isn't, because then we sit here and it's like, listen, yeah, making this part tier for this exact moment, sure. Before the tournament fully gets into the first and second rounds.
Oh yeah, no. I think definitely by the end of the year we should revisit this idea. And
We all need to come back like mid-December, and we all need to do this again.
Yep. This is wait, are we starting the It cult, Pat, again? Every like 26 years we get together and we kill the beast that is tier list.
I mean, essentially, here's the thing. Luckily, this is the type of topic that is it grows as the season goes on. We could essentially do this kind of a conversation every 3 to 6 months.
Oh yeah, absolutely. After every paper, after every paper, we're getting this match. So
We'll do a meetup on each other's channels. Then we'll just circle it around. We'll get lists together. We'll be good.
Mm-hmm. So I agree. This is something that we could also just meet us back in a month, and we could just, all right, everybody at home, screen this. We good? Because this is what could totally happen to all these brackets by the time it's all said and done in this whole thing. It'll all be totally useless. But anyway, so I hope everybody screened that. Hope everybody enjoys all that tier list action. We are now creeping into 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I find no better outro than that, my friends. So, in typical fashion, first and foremost, again, if you're just tuning in, wow, maybe you're a European viewer, and I appreciate you. And if you're missing out what the whole point of this episode is and why I'm having a whole bunch of new not call to action faces on here, we have gathered together most of the reactors from the Snowdown community, and we've come together for a big group fundraiser charity event. The charity in specific, and charity fundraiser, Karen Volpe, Paul Preston's wife. We're sitting here trying to get funds in for that. You can check out the fundraiser link below. We have 2 links for there. One is for buying T-shirts, which funds go to, or just directly into it. Before we start to sign off, I do want to see where we are at on the donation thing.
We are currently sitting at 28,694.
I think that, what's that? About a 4 to 5, 600. I forget what the base number is.
I forgot.
It's $400 to $500 more than where we started. I'm pretty sure, though.
Yeah.
Which is a huge fucking accomplishment. Amen. And you know what? Again, I can't take all the credit because I don't know. We didn't get those donations directly and then plug it in. But for the sake of all of this, I will sit here and say, thank you to everybody who has donated thus far. Thank you for everybody who's going to donate in the future. Thank you for everybody who's tuned in and been here for 2.5 hours. Good Lord. And come together for this awareness like that, and comment, share, and all that medical bill fundraiser thing. Spread that awareness around. I want to see that get 30K. I want to see it get 40K. Let's get nuts. Let's pay their house off. Let's get a $200,000 things and plus. Let's get crazy.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Karen and Preston, they're both Prestons. Karen and Paul have both been in here multiple times. Thank you guys. If you guys are still in here, we salute you guys. The best of luck, prayers and thoughts and all the good stuff, and money, the stuff that gets places as well. There's no shade there. Anyway, without further ado, guys, let's sign off in an orderly fashion. Doman, I'll let you start from just this order and carry on down.
All right. Sounds good. So, guys, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Starbox, and Discord at Skywalker Doman. You guys can follow Dedicated Art on Twitter and Instagram at D2A Channel. Please like our Facebook page and join our Facebook group where and check out our channel where we do our weekly show, the Who Cares Anime podcast. Next week, we're doing some horror stuff because it's October. Hell yeah. Which, by the way, Doug, I gotta talk to you after the show is done. We also do Shimono reactions as well as our music show, Downtune Dissection, where I just had this guy on the show to talk about one of the best bands of all time, the Deftones.
S-Tone or S-tier band Deftones.
S-tier band fucking Deftones. Yes.
This gets a little weird because you guys jump on to the next one. Roberts, you guys know you are. Chris, Robert, Adams. Yeah. Do your plugs.
Yeah, so you can actually find us, obviously, on the Cinefanatics YouTube channel. We are quickly reaching up to that 1,000 subscriber limit, so we're planning on doing a bunch of fun things once we hit that. But so now's a good time to jump in there. But as far as like finding us, normally you can hop on Twitter. You can find us at Cinefanatics MLP, each individually. Chris Adams MLP, and
Robert Adams MLP.
There you go. You can hop on there and find us there. You can find us on the Schmodown page on Facebook. You know, we're everywhere. You'll see us.
We do have a lot of growth and stuff that changes we're about to make. So we highly recommend people start following us on social media and
the
YouTubes as we approach that 1,000 subscribers. Like I said earlier, at 1,000 is when YouTube realizes that you take this seriously, and therefore they're more in favor of helping to promote you as well. So we're hoping that might help in something that we can translate to helping the Schmodown community in circumstances like this. So yes, we would like as many subscribers as possible.
I think that's a thought shared by most of the people here on the show for sure.
Yeah. Yep. It's like at what point is it just a arbitrary, subscribe to my channel down below? Yeah.
Hey, I think if nothing else, any of us who tuned in and been here from start to finish on this thing can respect the gauntlet of effort that we're putting in for a good cause.
Yeah.
100%. Albert, you've been going last for a lot on this. You can go next on this one. Doug, sorry. Yeah. Albert, plug away, buddy.
Okay, so yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JA Wiradharma spelled like my last name over there. And you can find me in my YouTube channel, Jaw Movies. That's where I do my Schmodown reactions. I occasionally nowadays do movie reviews and trailer reactions if I have the time to. And I also have the video version of my podcast in that channel. But you can also find my podcast, The Councilman Show, in Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. And this week, my co-host talked about why live-action anime films is not very good. So go check that out if you want to listen to that.
Not for that one. Sorry.
And
Doug, sorry, I'm gonna leave that on for you, Doug. But go ahead.
Albert is the coolest, guys. It's okay.
Thank you.
So you can find me or any one of the other lovely faces over at Take 3. Malcolm was in the chat earlier. You can find him over there as well. I host a show called Bloody Manor and join the others during the Schmodown reactions at Schmodown Summit. Bloody Manor is an all horror-based show. It's great. I love it. If you are in the manor, you stay in the manor and you don't get to leave. Sorry, that's the rules. Anyway, I just had a blast here, guys. It's going for a great cause. So make sure I plugged enough. Just make sure that you, if you have it, donate. If you don't, share it. Let's get the word out here as much as we can. Let's show everybody what the Schmodown family's about.
Agreed across the board. And I, of course, am Dylan Camacho. Where is that? God, I'm terrible at this. There we go. You can catch me here at the Call to Action podcast. We have t-shirts now. We have a bunch of other merch. You can catch us at TeePublic with all that good stuff. These are very nice. I definitely recommend the high quality stuff. It feels lovely. Other than that, obviously you can catch us up here at this channel. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell down there, do all the comments. Put money into that fundraiser, guys. 40K, 400K. That's right. That's the goals right there. There is no limit. All right, keep putting time in there. I've seen that limit broken already. Let's just double down on it. I should plug my own stuff. Right. Oh, hashtag Schmodown Nashville. That's my other big foundation. It's honestly surprising I didn't just get everybody together for a hashtag Schmodown Nashville episode. This was more important. This was a lot more helpful and a lot more important than all of that. So, Karen, Paul, hopefully this has been as wonderful for you as it has been for me. It's been great to see all of us talents come together and be able to do something great. And that's it. I've said it all night. This is amazing. Some of us haven't even talked to each other in person this is the first time for us doing it, for us all to get together and talk for 2.5 hours straight and well into night while I'm losing the ability to talk. That's amazing. So thank you, Chris, Robert, Doug, Albert. Thank you so much for coming out to the show. For being able to sit here and talk, something we love, and to give back to something we love that gives to us twice or 3 times a week, depending on if we get a throwdown or not. That's our show, guys. Call to action. Make sure to like, subscribe, thumbnail, all that good stuff below. Fundraiser. Click on those links. There's in the description of this video. Share this video. If you had a good time, make sure to go out, send that video across the board, not just for plugging all of us, but for plugging the true fundraiser and for a good cause, guys. Fuck cancer. Let's do some work to crush it.
Hashtag fuck cancer.
Hashtag fuck cancer.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.